that eat above me.
Below me, Ted.
Oh, average.
Average, above, below.
So you're average, and I would be above, and Ted would be below.
Below.
So I was reading today was actually sort of amusing. Like, you know, I guess obviously there's a statistic how many times people have sex per day or per Scottie Pippen. She's now with Michael Jordan's kid, which is funny because I guess, like, you know, Michael Jordan doesn't like she like that, and so I guess this woman's bragging about how she has sex 4 times a day. Which seems
Larsa. You know, I knew her.
Did you?
Yeah, she's first cousins with 2 girls that I.
Okay.
Wait a minute,
used
she
to
has
work
sex
with.
4 times a day?
Well, we know she puts out, so obviously,
That's sexist. I mean, that's great that she has sex 4 times a day.
She wanted everyone to know about it. That's how I know about it.
Is it with the same guy, or do we have to line up, or how does it work?
Jeffrey Michael Jordan.
Michael
Or
Jordan's
Marcus,
kid?
is
Michael
it Jeffrey
Jordan,
or-
Marcus Jordan. Yeah,
they're getting married.
Yeah, they're getting married, which is weird. Like, I'm just saying,
Doesn't it seem
but it's weird. Like, out of all
Weird's an understatement.
No, but it's weird. Okay, so out of all the people this guy can meet, he has to just go with this part. This is the only woman he could. In his, you know, he's Michael Jordan's kid. Obviously, his social network is infinite, right? He can meet any woman he wants.
But you know what?
Anytime he
Don't
wants.
you almost have to when you're ultra rich or whatever? You have a status. Don't you almost? Isn't it gonna be better if you just find somebody in that status level? Like if you go down or go way up in your status level, I mean, you can't really fit in there then, right? I mean, it's never gonna work
but
out.
why her? I'm just like, how, you know, I'm just saying she's
'Cause
married.
she obviously has lots of sex and she seems very popular.
she likes to let everybody know about it.
Teddy, she checks all the boxes. All the boxes. Let me ask you a question. Do you know who I am? Yeah. And you know I have a lot of money? Do you have a lot of money?
Yeah.
Do you like to have sex a lot?
Well, you know,
I think we're made for each
it
other.
sounds like her box is getting checked early and often, if you know what I mean.
Why are you dirty talking?
Two drink minimum.
I think I'm going to sit over by you, Matt.
Oh my God!
Ted
just
keeps
saying.
slamming your hands on the table, and it's really annoying for like 2 months now. This is you. I think, yeah.
I wish I'd stopped doing
What?
that.
I wish you would.
He just gets excited. I mean, what can you do?
You ever tried to impress
he's
a
talking
point?
about I mean, Ted read some books. He seems relatively prepared for what we're going to do today. He's read some articles. I mean, yeah. And you know what I know?
Cut.
Yeah, I know everything there is to know.
Print.
About the goddamn Cape Buffalo. Everything.
Did you look it up?
Thank you, listeners, right? From our listeners.
Thank you, listeners. Thank you. I literally know everything there is to know about the Cape
There
Buffalo.
can't be much to know about those fucking things.
But they all sent me. No, there's not really, but they sent me so many things. Here, Carla from Indiana, and this is
Carla.
she's going to be Carla. You're going to be the only person that gets a mention. Everybody else, thank you, but it was just too much. It was silly. I think people are doing it just to mess with me.
I'm pretty sure this is my cousin.
The Cape Buffalo is known as Black Death because the Cape Buffalo kills more hunters a year. You ready? Than the lion, leopard, elephant, and rhino combined.
Good for them. I'd like to buy that Cape Buffalo a drink. Fuck those hunters.
Man.
Yeah. I mean, so much.
They're
Let's
a
see.
sleepy, dangerous animal.
Yeah.
They don't look harmless, though. I mean, like, when you look at one, they're
No,
definitely
they're
not.
massive, but it's still like it would be like being killed by a cow, right?
Yeah, well, actually, you know, here's the funny thing. Statistically, more people get killed by cows in the United States every year than pit bulls.
Oh,
Killed? Yeah,
okay.
but not
Killed.
bitten. Not,
All right.
not
Killed.
maimed and
Hold
bitten.
on. You ready? Okay, everybody.
I think.
Prove Ted wrong. Send me the info. Prove Ted wrong.
I would
Right,
imagine
it's
if
right
you
up
have
there.
an ill-wanted encounter with a cow, you're probably not going to get bit or maimed. You're probably going to die, right? They weigh
gonna
like
crush you, right?
1,000 pounds.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just going to stomp you.
But a
Then-
dog,
yeah.
you can, yeah.
And then you have to have somebody lie about it.
Right.
Like how did he die? Rhinoceros. What? Was he in Africa? I guess.
Actually,
I don't know. It wasn't a cow, though.
So the funny thing was, like, years ago, I thought the rhino was, like, dangerous, but I guess they have really bad eyesight, and they're actually pretty docile. But the hippo is, like, super aggressive and super dangerous. You don't want to mess with
And
that
they're
hippo.
hungry.
Yeah.
Stupid.
You ever see them open their mouth, though? I mean, you could fit, like, a whole body in there, right? I mean,
There's a whole channel on Instagram with that.
Yeah.
And they're in the zoo, and they come up and they feed them like whole watermelons,
Yeah.
whole pumpkins. You ever see that? Like right
That's
now,
pretty cool.
Halloween's ended.
Yeah.
So I don't know what it's a zoo or whatever, and they get all this massive, like these farms just deliver all the leftover pumpkins and they feed it to the fucking hippos.
Whole.
And just the whole thing with the stem and everything. And they just they sit there with their mouths open and they just throw a pumpkin in their mouth.
And you know what else is funny? I guess they poop constantly, and their tail spins. So when they poop it, they fling it. The poop flings out
that
like
I've
a
seen.
fan.
Yeah, that I've seen.
So someone needs to get a pet hippo. That'd be kind of fun. Like, you know,
Yeah.
can you imagine if a pet hippo? That would be you'd be the top, not a pygmy hippo.
Is,
like
is
a
that like
full-size hippo.
wasn't it in the drug dealers? Aren't there like was that
Oh, yeah,
hippos
no,
or
they-
rhinos?
Pablo
Yeah.
Escobar.
Yeah.
He had
Didn't he
they
have
called
like
them
100?
cocaine. They called them cocaine hippos. Yeah, they
They
relocate
introduced
them.
them to South America, and now
Yeah.
it's a bad thing, and they can't get rid of them, and now
They're like an invasive species.
oh huge, and they're
Yeah.
all over. So
Can-
now they're
can't
like
you
they're here
just
to
kill
stay.
them? I mean, they're really big. It's not like they run fast. You could just kill them.
I guess.
Or
but-
just offload them to
Like
like
a-
the
Hey,
Serengeti.
what do you
like,
do with the carcass? Who kills it, and then what do you do with it?
You
got
make
2,000
hippocills. Hippocicles? It's like popsicles, but out of hippo. I mean, it's
like
got
a
to feed
bonfire,
people.
right?
It's got to be able to feed people and stuff. Can't you
I
have
don't
like a
know if you
hippo? Like you have a alligator coat? Can't you have a hippo coat?
I don't
or
think
hippo
people.
shoes?
I don't think people poach hippos because there's nothing of like any. It's not like ivory tusks on an elephant. There's
Right, but if
nothing
you
of
wanted
any
to get
value.
rid of them, you could just have a
well, you don't
giant
have to kill them. You
hunting
could just
party.
relocate them to
Hippo
them
Town?
to like a
hell
How
are
much
we
would you
talking
pay?
about
like a
right
nature
now?
preserve.
100 hippos.
Yeah.
What are you going to put them on a boat?
Well, here's the thing.
Who gives a shit
Okay,
about a hippo?
Okay, so he's a drug dealer who obviously has billions of dollars. You're obviously seizing his assets. You can take part of that money. I mean, why punish the hippos? Do the humane thing and put him like in a nature preserve.
Oh, so force Pablo Escobar to pay for that.
Yeah.
Is he still alive, by the way? Is that a
No,
thing?
he's long gone.
Yeah,
I think
he's
his son.
a long time ago,
yeah. There was a bit. When they caught
know.
him, it was actually pretty famous. I guess like the SWAT team came and whatever. He's hiding in the Median slums or whatever of Colombia, and they chased. I mean, it's funny. Like he died a pretty ignoble death. Actually, you see, he didn't even have a shirt
Like on
on.
a toilet? Did they shoot him when he was taking a
noble
dump?
Yeah,
death.
I think they ignoble death.
Ignoble
yeah,
death.
yeah. So I
Oh,
think
ignoble.
so I think they cornered him on the roof of some building and they shot him. They took photos with him.
The dead
secret-
body.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So the police they're all in masks and stuff because to protect their safety, obviously.
So did they weekend at Bernie him? Like, did they? Like, all right,
that'd be
before we
great.
take him, we're just gonna. I just want to take him around
Yeah.
and take him like McDonald's, like the medieval.
Put the sunglasses
yeah,
on.
Yeah, Bogota McDonald's. Oh, Mr. Escobar.
Oops, he fell into a hippo's mouth. He gone.
Oh my God, that would be so awesome. Oh, okay. A couple other things. Alex from New Jersey said the show with Steve Buscemi was not Boardwalk; it was Boardwalk Empire.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, it was called Empire, right? Or
Boardwalk Empire.
Okay.
Called Boardwalk Empire.
Oh, and I made a mistake on a show. I mentioned something. What the hell did I say? I'll think of it in a minute.
Okay.
I mentioned a
Good
show,
idea.
and it was the wrong word.
No, I like when the listeners call and correct our factually inaccurate statements because there's a lot of them. So I mean,
Yeah. Good news. Henrik's book, Everybody Gets Some, is now a runaway bestseller.
Nice.
And I just found out will be printed in all languages known and unknown to man. So everybody will be able to get some.
Wait, it is doing really well, or are you just
Sanskrit?
making that up? Okay.
I don't know. I'm assuming. Listen, I checked it out, but it is in Swedish. So I mean, I just imagined a lot of the things. So but yeah, it's just that one is just in Sweden.
nice.
It's just in Swedish.
Well, he's. I wonder how popular he is out there. Like, is he have like kind of a cult following out there?
He has the #1 all-time best-selling book in the history of Sweden.
All right, that's up there.
I mean, and it took him a year and a half. He said once he started to have a show.
Yeah, and
That's
he's on
one of
all
the
these
most
different
popular.
shows, like every cross shows he does. Like he jumps from network to network.
He was
I
on
looking
Dancing.
at-
He was on Swedish Dancing with the
Yeah.
Stars.
yeah, he looks like.
and he was hosting like a game show, and
Okay.
then he was doing something else,
So-
and then he was like,
So for Sweden, like, what would be his American equivalent? Like, who would be? Would
I
he
was
be-
thinking about
like,
that.
Would it be like would he be like the Ryan? Not Ryan Seacrest. That's
Kind
like a
of.
bad deal because he's famous, but not like he's.
You think
No,
Ryan
Alan-
Seacrest
Alan,
could write
the
an
Alan-
entire
No,
book?
I'm just saying. I mean, this guy seems obviously
no,
a lot more
Alan,
talented.
Alan Lick or Alan,
Alan Ludden?
no, Fick, what's his name?
Alan
Ro- Rob-
Thicke?
Robin
Thick,
Thicke?
Alan
Rob-
Thick, yeah,
Who's-
Alan Thick.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So
How is
I
how is
he
he
just
like
ho- 'cause
Alan
Thick?
Thicke?
He hosts a bunch of shows. In that regard, I don't know.
Oh
he
man,
probably
that's
wrote
a
a book,
blast
too.
from the past, man. I haven't heard anybody mention Alan Thicke in like.
yeah, he was. Yeah, because I always get confused with Robin Thicke, the singer. Right? There's a singer called Robin Thicke,
Oh yeah,
and then there's Alan Thicke. Yeah.
I think they're related.
I think it might be his son.
Yeah, I think it might be his son also.
Is he still alive, Alan Thicke? Or is
I
he,
don't know.
I think he's.
We have no way to find out either.
He
Yeah,
go-
Mark's the
There's
only one
no-
with a computer
that's
that
it.
he can use,
and he won't open it.
He won't. He won't. He will not open it.
Won't
He
open
will not open it. Okay, so bad news. Are you ready? And I'm going to put a picture up for you guys to see. But the new American, the favorite American dog is no longer the Labrador Retriever. It is the French Bulldog.
That's amazing.
Your dog is whining about
Yeah.
this right now behind
He
us.
doesn't like that.
Yeah, a French Bulldog.
I did not know that.
Yeah, take a look at that thing. That is a hideous.
Dude, they're
Disgusting
just,
animal.
I just. I
Well,
don't-
and
I
you know
don't
what? A pure breed's probably like $5,000, and people will gladly pay for it. So you know.
And you know what? When you get those, it's so funny to me that people get purebred dogs. They always have trouble. All purebred dogs always have trouble.
Yeah, like the hip dysplasia. I think because they don't. Yeah.
Yeah, it just drives me nuts.
Yeah.
No, I don't think it's purebred. I think it has more to do with the ones that shouldn't exist, like the bulldog.
Or
Like
you know,
they
when-
have nothing but health problems,
when
like
they
bad
cro-
hips. They have they have bad heart. They have everything.
crossbreed. Yeah, well, I'm saying with a mutt, at least I think mutts live longer in general because they have, whatever the antibodies or they have a better immune system than because the pure breeds, like you're right, have overall bigger health problems and they're super expensive. But I guess for like dog show purposes or just to say you own a pure breed.
Dog show purposes.
Yeah, I gotta admit I have watched the Westminster Dog Show sometimes.
I'm excited about it.
I'm not gonna lie.
Thanksgiving. We
I
watch
do-
it every year.
Yeah, I do
we
only
should
to
take it
watch.
edible. We should take it
I
edible
do it to
and watch
watch overweight women in skirts run with dogs. That's the only reason I watch it.
In shoes that don't make any sense.
No sense whatsoever.
Yeah.
Yeah, the ugliest.
Sometimes they look like they're running in ballerina like shoes.
I'm looking forward to watching the Westminster Dog
Yeah.
Show this year.
What did the one guy
we
say?
watch it every year. I'm not
Yeah.
kidding. It's on Thanksgiving.
Oh, is it? Oh, nice.
yeah. I
The-
don't know if it's a rerun.
I mean, I'm not
or
going to
what.
watch. I'm not going to watch that instead of like NFL football. But I mean, if it just,
I'm
if
gonna
it's-
watch it for
if
2
there's- If there's like
seconds,
a
yeah.
break, between it.
No, I always think about it. The guy who said something, and it was one of the guys, and I think he got fired from it, or if it was somebody commenting on it, he goes, that woman is running around in a very set of quality lesbians' shoes.
Wow.
And I was just like,
yeah, that's
whoa.
Whoa, that's crazy.
Like,
Well,
hello.
I mean, if it is, it is.
what
I
do-
mean,
but, yeah,
was he
how-
right?
how
Was
could
he
you-
correct?
How do you tell the
don't
sexual
know.
orientation?
How do you
of
argue with
shoes?
right? If he's right, he's right.
I have no idea because I go to Puma. I just got a bunch of new shoes. I just got like 5 new Puma shoes. I love my Puma shoes.
Yeah.
And I looked for the lesbian tab. Not there. Just doesn't exist. I know. Weird, right?
Full disclosure here. I'm a Puma guy too, and it's not because of you, and you're not because
You don't
of
have
me.
to be.
Okay.
You existed long before I knew you, so you can have many proclivities.
I think it's called a coincidence. If you just happen to like the same thing, it doesn't mean
Yeah.
that you're,
Well,
there's like those
Matt,
special
Matt and I were talking about this last night.
Wait,
but-
Ted and I like golf, and we.
Oh.
Oh my God!
Wait, have you ever met somebody with the same birthday as you? Like the exact same birthday? Have you ever met somebody? Like, would you think you'd have a special connection with them?
Like
Let's just
they're
say-
exactly 56 years old, and they were born on March 21st, 1967. That kind of thing.
Yeah, so let's just say hypothetically, you just you're at some bar and you met some random guy in the golf league, you just started talking and you're like, hey,
So how does the
not that would conversation
hold on a
would ever come up. So-
How do you meet a random guy in a bar and end up talking about your birthdays and not go home and make love to him, Ted?
have you ever heard? Okay, have you ever?
Let's assume it's completely non-sexual. I don't know.
All right,
You are not. How does that conversation come up and not be sexual in any way?
Let's just say you're talking sports, a little grab ass happens, and all of a sudden you start talking about
Jesus
birthdays and
Christ.
zodiac
where
signs.
did you? Why did you come up with this?
Yeah,
No,
Ted, you realize you've been hitting on guys without even
I
knowing
was trying to,
it for
I
how
was,
many
I was trying to
years?
make a point. Now I forgot the point because
Have you ever heard of the birthday paradox?
No, what is that?
It's a real thing. You can look it up. It's if you randomly, like if you survey a group of if you put 23 people, random people, 23 people in the same room, there's a 50-50 chance that 2 of them have the same birthday.
That seems hard to believe.
It's a
Like
Honest to
day
God-
month, and year.
day, month, and day and month.
Okay, that seems more.
Well, maybe it is day, month, and year.
Yeah, but that would be.
That seems.
It's
So-
it's a scientific. I mean,
Wait, so if we went to the bar today and there were 23 people,
there's a 50-50 chance that 2 people share the same birthday.
so if we did this
It's
like
called the
five
birthday
days in a
paradox.
row, you would figure that at some point out of those 5 days, someone would have to.
And if you get, and I think it goes, I don't remember this. I heard it a long time ago, but I believe if you get like, so 23 people, there's a 50-50 chance. If you get like 50 people in the same room, there's like a 90% chance that 2 people share the same birthday, because it's a mathematical thing. There's 12 months in a year. There's 365 days in a year. Sometimes there's 363, right? Something like that. With the leap year. So there's,
Wait, wouldn't that be?
it's crazy, but it's absolutely true.
Wouldn't that just be one more day? If there's an extra
Yeah,
day,
'cause
wouldn't it
February
be
29th.
366, not 2 less?
Yeah, because February 29th is a leap
Doesn't
year.
that sound like absolutely impossible? But it's a scientific. It's
Okay,
a thing. It's called
yeah.
the birthday paradox. It's a thing.
So here,
Go ahead.
So John Daly, I guess one of his many wives, like
He had
no,
the same birthday.
She
You
had-
just
no,
get married until you find the woman who's got the
she-
same birthday.
She had the same exact birthday as him, and I think when he divorced her eventually, he goes, "Yeah, we had the same birthday, and we thought there was a special connection and that other stupid shit like that." That's what he basically said. So-
Could you imagine to the very simple? He probably loved her for that one simple reason, and then he stopped drinking one day.
It would be a talking point. Yeah, you know, it's a talking point.
Oh
It's a
my
party.
God.
It's a party.
I couldn't
It's a
even
party
imagine
in
that.
USA.
So I told you guys that I read this article about the coin flipping thing, and
Okay.
and mathematically, if the coin starts whatever the face up is on a coin,
Yeah.
they flip the coin like 1 billion times.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, these guys, and that it will actually be statistically more likely to land on that thing very slimly.
So if you like do the
but if
traditional
it's heads
flip,
up, yeah, any flip at all.
okay.
If you put it, whatever it is, up, like if it's tails up,
Okay.
and you flip it like 1 billion times, it will actually mathematically end up being more likely to be whatever
it's
the
not a
thing is up
50-50
top.
thing.
So it's slightly better than 50-50. So if you ever was like, hey man, I'm going to shoot one of you two guys, just flip a coin, whatever you see on the top, pick that, and at least you got a fighting chance, a little bit more of a chance.
Well, hopefully there's a machine that can flip a coin 1 billion times. I can't imagine there's like 2 guys in a room because they'd be there for like 20 years.
Ted, could you imagine
Maybe like
somebody,
1,000
but
times.
Ted, two guys did this as a test.
Yeah.
They went, yeah.
You know what those 2 guys didn't have? Dates. Lives.
I mean, God, could you? I mean,
Jobs.
I couldn't even, and somebody funded this, right? Because you have to fund it, and then they have to print it, and it has to get picked up in a journal, and then you have to say to yourself, like, what's your greatest moment? And be like, this guy's cured cancer, and this guy, what'd you do? He goes, oh, we were the coin flipping guys. Yeah, we were the coin flipping guys. Yeah,
That's what we did.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember the show I was talking about. I said Outer Banks with Josh Brolin. It's actually Outer Range.
Oh, Outer Range. Okay.
Yeah, that was the one. Remember, I said I
It's
always
like a giant hole in the ground.
yes,
right?
yeah, and it's gone. It's done now. I watched that
Oh,
just
shit.
like my other shows.
wanted to know
told
where the
you.
hole went.
They're like one and done. I am like the killer of shows. Like
Yeah.
if I get into a show and it's not
Yeah.
guaranteed for a second season, it's done.
But that was an interesting show because the
It was a
concept
very
is
interesting
the
show.
concept is, Teddy, that there's guys got a field like in the middle of Wyoming or something,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And this is like Yellowstone without all the murder.
There's a lot of
Yes.
fields in
without,
Wyoming.
without
yeah.
anybody killing each other.
Yeah, okay.
Right.
But well, I guess there is some death. There was some death, but
There's
there's
a lot
a
of death,
giant ass hole.
So he's a rancher? Or
He's a
Yeah, he's a
rancher.
rancher.
Yeah,
He's
of
got
course
a
he's a
ranch.
rancher. Yeah.
And he only goes. By the way, this is funny. He only goes by the hole at night. I noticed that too. Right? Like the 3 times he's by the
No,
hole,
he
it was
was
at
during
night.
the
Okay.
day.
Oh,
Okay. So the
But yeah,
premise
but
is
there's,
there's
he's got a giant hole to
in the field.
wherever,
Yeah.
and and that's all I remember. It's just a giant
Yeah.
hole.
Is it covered up or is it like just exposed or he only knows
No,
what
it's like it's
right
in the-
there.
He, I
right
mean,
there.
he's
You just
he
fall
has
in.
like 1,500 acres or something.
Yeah.
So it's like it's not
does he,
something.
does he like talk to the hole or is
He
there
jumps
something
in.
is there something in the hole
Yeah, there is something.
and something responds, so-
From outer space, a giant. I guess you would call it a cylindrical object comes flying down to the.
Well, we never really found out because it was one season and it just kind of
Well, you know
ended
what,
and
'cause-
never came back.
You know, because they had enough.
No, it was-
we didn't need to see anymore. So, honestly, we don't even care what's in the hole.
Roger, who greenlighted this shit? It's
you know
a
what's
hole
not
in
in
the
hole?
fucking
You know what's
ground.
not in the hole? Ted's golf ball.
Oh wow!
At least not one stroke.
Yeah.
Wait, you and Teddy tied
I
last time
know.
out.
Teddy had we were on the 9th hole. We only played 9 holes, and both Ted and I hit it in the water. Par 3, we hit it in the water. Matt puts it, 15 feet from the pin,
Something like that.
Yeah.
and so Ted drops, fucking puts it 12 feet from the pin.
No,
So-
not even.
Not even, yeah.
No,
and then,
5 feet.
And then I chip, and then I
You put it 4 feet.
4 feet
Yeah.
from the
Yeah, and you guys both made
we
your
both
putts.
made it,
Yeah.
and then you got a 3, and you give us a stroke, so we all tied,
Yeah.
and we all lived happily ever
Yeah.
after.
Until the
Well,
next round.
well,
Until the
Well,
next
we weren't drinking. I mean, I was pretty. I
Yeah.
was pretty happy about that.
Yeah, we
I
did.
didn't feel anything bad about that. Okay. Should we go to Ted's tips, or do you want to hear about NASCAR? Because something big is coming up.
Yeah, let's hear about NASCAR.
You want to hear about NASCAR real quick?
Yeah,
Okay. Do you guys watch NASCAR at all?
yeah, I used to a lot. I
Teddy,
don't
what are
much
you doing?
anymore.
In passing, I'm regurgitating the tip so I can just bring it up for when it's my turn. I can multitask. You can
Hold on,
talk. You can
hold
talk
on.
about NASCAR while I'm doing this.
So exactly 19 minutes ago, I said, Ted, do you need any more time before we get started?
Before we get started, yeah.
What was his answer, Mark?
No, I'm good. Let's go.
I'm good.
I'm buying time right now.
Okay, but you're supposed to be participating, not reading a
I
tip.
want to hear about NASCAR.
Okay. NASCAR is being sued by former Trump lawyer Stephen Miller and his group, America First Legal.
All right.
Yeah. They are suing NASCAR, and this is the God's honest truth. This is as real can be. Are you ready? Because NASCAR is, and these are the exact words, illegally discriminating against white American males.
They're a private company, right?
They are discriminating. NASCAR
But
is
is-
discriminating against
But isn't all of that?
Against
Isn't NASCAR all of that already?
white
Yeah, so how's that
American
possible?
males. So what he's saying
How's that
is
possible?
what he's saying is NASCAR.
White American heroes.
NASCAR is not fair and
That's
not
crazy.
being nice
This-
to
This is just beyond.
white American males.
That's like saying country music's not fair to white Americans.
Right. That is so bizarre. You can't make this up, right?
It's
so crazy.
I honestly wish it was a joke.
Now, I'm not saying that NASCAR is like racist in any way, shape, or form, but certainly the most viewership is like white male Americans, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah.
I mean, everybody knows that. So this law should be tossed in like 10 seconds, right?
Okay. Well. I mean, I looked it up. There's one black driver and one Spanish driver. One.
Yeah.
I think he's Mexican American, whatever.
Yeah.
It's Bubba.
Bubba Wallace.
Yeah.
Bubba Wallace. So here's how I knew that this was a real thing and it was a bad thing. Teddy's guy, Tucker Carlson, said he thinks
Teddy's guy.
that Stephen Miller
He's
should
never
go
my guy.
forward because it's a just cause. That was Tucker Carlson's exact words. This is a just cause.
Well, that makes me feel better.
Sounds like a waste of taxpayer dollars and wasting the court's time with frivolous lawsuits, but okay.
I mean,
and what does he hope to?
I
Let's
mean,
just say he wins
we're
the
not
suit.
paying for it.
Let's-
It's Stephen Miller and the NASCAR have
so,
to pay.
So let's just hope. Let's assume he wins the suit. What's going to change in NASCAR? Is it going to get white? Is it going to be like a layer of white? On
I
top
would
of
love
white?
to see a judge's face
Yeah.
and go, I don't know what we can do.
Yeah.
Sir,
What will the outcome be?
we only have two non-white
question,
drivers,
Ted.
and everyone's a man. What would you like us to do?
Yeah.
Well, two's a lot. Two's a lot. Yeah. I don't know. This guy, moron, whatever. He's also sued Starbucks and McDonald's for discriminating against white American males.
Well, you know,
Yeah.
on the opposite.
Starbucks, which I would consider the whitest place on the planet, right? If you go into Starbucks, you're literally going there to see other white people, right? I mean,
It's like going to Martha's Vineyard or something. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
exactly.
It's like,
It's
it's like the whitest place on earth.
Yeah.
They're opening 17,000 more stores this year.
Are they really? Wow.
This year.
17.
Well, I mean, I should say in the next 12 months. In the next 12 months, they're going to open 17,000
Yeah,
more
Starbucks
stores.
is everywhere. you know?
Well, there's one.
Crazy.
I mean, when I say this, there in Park Ridge, there's one on the
Yeah.
corner, and then there's one around the corner from it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You could,
You could
Yeah.
throw a baseball.
yes,
You could walk out the back door of one Starbucks
and go to the
and
other
a
one.
normal
Right.
person, a normal 20-year-old guy who plays a little bit of softball or baseball could throw a baseball and hit the
Yeah.
other.
It's not an anomaly anymore. It was years ago. Remember in Texas, they showed that, I think it was Texas, there was 4 Starbucks within one block of each other. And this was like 15 years ago, and everyone's like, oh, now that's the way it is almost everywhere.
I think we were in Louisville, and there was one, and then right across the street, like right by the bat
Yeah.
museum, Louisville Slugger Museum. I think there was one on the side of Louisville and on the side of the museum, and then literally like two buildings down on the other side, there was another one.
Well, don't forget the ones that are in hotels too. Like I think I stayed at a hotel out of town. I went to I think Minnesota a couple of years ago for something, and then in the lobby, instead of like a cafeteria, there's a Starbucks there, and that's
Yeah.
inside the hotel. So don't forget about those as well.
Oh yeah,
So,
yeah.
You
There's
know-
there's one right by the highway.
They almost
That has
didn't get the name Starbucks.
Why?
That guy, well, actually, that's not quite true. Bert from, Pequod's Pizza.
Uh-huh.
You know, the guy that did Bert's Pizza, the guy that started Pequod's
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah.
all that. Bert's Place in Chicago or Skokie. Now they're in Chicago. He started Pequod's, and it's a nautical name, Starbucks and Pequod's, and he wanted Starbucks, so he put in to name his pizza place Starbucks.
Oh yeah, you said
And
that.
Starbucks Coffee Company had just taken it like a month before. So then he
and,
went
and,
with,
file, and filed a patent on
so
it,
then he went for
obviously, so-
he was
Of
good.
course.
Well, that's what he was going to do.
Yeah.
And then this is in like the 70s.
Yeah.
They've been they've been a coffee company there for that long.
Okay.
And then so he named it Pequod's instead of Starbucks.
And what's Pequod? Is that like a nautical reference? What's Pequod? Is that?
Yeah,
what
it's
does
a
that mean?
nautical reference. I don't know what it is. I don't know.
It's the drowning of a child on a boat due to not wanting to hear him cry. That's like the definition. I just looked it up. Yeah,
You're so learned.
I am.
It's like I also learned a doctor.
I am that guy, Ted. I am that guy. So I'm just going to go ahead and wish former Trump lawyer Stephen Miller and America First Legal good luck in suing NASCAR
You almost sued me on the golf course on when was that, Friday?
for making a putt.
Yeah. No, when I yelled at you.
No, you did.
So I found a
bastard.
ball. You were there, Ted.
Oh,
Because I hit my ball in the water on the par 3.
Yeah, okay.
So I went to the edge, and I'm like, oh, shit, there's a ball. And I pick up the ball, and it's a White Sox Titleist Pro V1 with a White Sox thing on it.
Nice.
And I just picked it up, and I was like, Matt! And
as
you're
hitting.
chipping, yeah.
Yeah, and I just
I wasn't looking towards you. I had
Yeah.
no idea.
Yeah.
You were like,
He
really?
just randomly is on a golf course, and you're not supposed
Oh,
to.
yeah,
He just
yeah,
randomly
yeah.
scream my name. Yeah, but it was at the perfect
really,
time.
it was really like I felt like a child.
You were so happy.
I was happy, and then I was really upset, and I was embarrassed by my behavior.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my
So-
god.
so you
you were
ran-
like, I mean, you legitimately like sculled the fuck out of that ball.
Okay, I mean,
I mean, it was the worst shot you've ever taken.
So
it
there was
went,
a-
it went a little bit past the hole, and
Hey,
I
wait
had
a
two
minute,
putts
Ted.
for
there was a
four.
gamut of
Now
emotions.
that I think about it,
What?
I may have yelled after he hit the shot.
Yeah, I don't think
No.
so. I don't remember that. Not even.
No,
a
it was
little
like
bit.
perfectly timed, and I wasn't looking at you. And I was
Hold
like,
on
oh
a second.
my
Let me
God.
just write this down. Stephen Miller, America First Legal, will sue anyone for anything. Call about Mark.
Did I just give him an idea?
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously the guy'll do anything, right?
No,
I mean,
well, who's
good,
these
good
people,
idea,
like
bad
the,
idea.
The people who sue Chipotle or they sue KFC because
Well,
like their chicken
that's
nuggets
like,
are, you know,
but
I mean,
that's
they
a
just,
random. So that's one guy basically.
Yeah, it's just I think it's
Yeah.
the same. There's some
It's the
Yeah,
same
it's
some
guy
litigious,
who's done this stupid
litigious
shit.
people.
Why stuff like this happens?
Yeah.
I don't know. Is it for? I mean, again, he was former Trump lawyer, so he's already, obviously fucked up,
Yeah.
right? But yeah, I don't know. Is it just so we talk about this and other people
You know,
talk
it's probably,
about
it? Could
it?
be just it could just be like a publicity stunt, because
But it's got to cost money. You can't just do that without costing yourself some sort
I
of
think
money.
he's wealthy, and,
And
it's
are
just
you legit? Is someone who's legitimately needs a lawyer? Is he going to call this buffoon?
how long
mean-
till he loses his license? Because if you bring, frivolous lawsuits to court, and you get to a point,
200
and you-
years.
well,
It takes
and you
200
know-
years for a lawyer to lose his.
I think
Now,
I
a lot of them lost it during an election thing.
Well,
right?
there are cases where, let's say, like prison inmates, they file a lot of pro se lawsuits, for frivolous things. So I think like the courts, if someone's like a constant litigant, they can bar them from like filing future lawsuits. But
Yeah,
it's,
we've
it's
had a
rare.
couple. We've had a couple of stories
Because
with
they're
stuff
obviously
like that.
lunatics. They're crazy and they're dangerous, but they're obviously just smart enough to just cobble together some allegations and just submit it through the court system. And but obviously it wastes the court's time. You gotta entertain these people's lunatic
Wait, hold
ideas.
on. Was wasting court time when Johnny Depp sued
Oh, no, that wasn't a
Amber
waste of time
Heard,
at all. That was
and we
awesome.
got to hear about taking a shit in a bed.
It's called a grumpy, by the way.
I mean-
it's called a grumpy.
I wonder about that. That really happened, huh?
I have no idea. I mean,
Yeah, who knows?
you know what? Here's
Well,
the
he
thing.
said it under
They're-
oath,
but
right?
they're both lunatics.
Yeah.
Honestly, none of it could have happened.
Well, I mean,
They could have.
It's-
You know what? It could have been a drug induced.
it sounds like he was.
I have no
I
idea.
mean, he was probably drunk all the time. I mean, what did
Yeah.
he drink? Like 10 bottles of wine a day? I don't know what that guy's drinking.
Yeah, they could have both been so whacked out that they believe everything that happened happened, but none of it actually
so
happened.
I guess the one thing, like when she supposedly beat her own ass, and then like we're in front of the cameras and said he did it. I guess like his lawyer.
Wait, she hit herself.
Yeah, she like basically there was like one famous scene where she's going to the courthouse, and of course all the cameras are there, and she's got like a shiner under her eye or something, and she said like Johnny Depp assaulted her, and then it turned out that she kind of staged it and made sure the
She punched
paparazzi was there.
herself in the face.
I mean, maybe it was
Damn.
like a sack of oranges. I don't know what it was.
Dude, that is. Think about how much you must hate somebody
Wait, do you
to
know
hit
ways?
yourself in the face just to spite. Look I got you, motherfucker. I had to hit myself in the face, but I got you.
Ted said it was a sack of oranges. So I think Ted knows ways
On the soul.
to like
It's a
self mutilate
it was a
yourself.
It was a blanket party, Mark. It was a blanket party, and you were
Ted,
you
how
were
many
the guest
people?
of honor.
How many people have you sued, Ted, for getting beat up?
Well, I'm going to let you know in about 35 minutes.
Oh my God, that is terrible. All right, so let's.
What was that movie with Sean Penn when he was really young and he was in jail, and they wrapped up all those cans in the bed sheets and they were beating.
Oh, what
them.
about Full Metal Jacket?
That happened in that
Full Metal
movie too,
Jacket.
but
Yeah,
this was
the
before.
bars of soap. The bars of soap.
This
and
is
the towels.
before Full
Yeah.
Metal.
Oh, yeah,
oh,
I
it was
don't
called
remember that movie, yeah.
was it called like Bad Boys or something?
I don't know.
I don't
That's
know.
so. That is not your movie mention for today, then, since you don't know anything about it.
Could be. I've got time. If Ted could do his
Wait,
tip,
that seems like if you put cans in there, that's way more than oranges.
Yeah.
So that'd kill you, wouldn't it?
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that'd be. That would. Yeah, that seems like a bad choice. I would go with the soap.
I'll never forget that scene. It's
Yeah.
a pretty brutal scene.
Actually, I would go with oranges because then afterwards it would smell nice.
Yeah.
And at least something good
oh,
would
and,
come
and
out
then
of
you get, they're juicier too. You can juice them. It's easier to juice them, right?
it. Were you guys beating people with oranges again? No, this is just freshly squeezed
I
orange
guess a
juice.
good torture technique is like you beat the soles of someone's feet, with like like kind of a blunt object, kind of like an orange, where it hurts but it doesn't leave any marks.
Ted is well
Wait,
rounded.
you're saying hitting people with an orange in the bottom of their feet?
Yes.
That doesn't seem. Don't they use like sticks and stuff? I think they use sticks.
Yeah, but if you
I don't
just
think
want,
you use
you want to be
oranges.
humane, it would be kind of tough. But like a catapult, like a trebuchet. You go.
Trebuchet.
Look up trebuchet. You know what a trebuchet is, Mark?
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
No, I know what
It's
a
like a
trident
rock.
is.
It's a rock.
I know Brick killed the guy with a trident.
You know, like when the catapult that shoots the flaming ball into the
Yeah.
castle wall
Yeah.
before you take the castle. Yeah, the trebuchet. I just like saying trebuchet.
That is a fun word. All right, so let's get to. Oh man, let's
Ted's
get to
old school.
let's get to all this stuff, and we'll start everything and do all this crap. And I don't know, I can't find anything. Oh man, I have no.
Are we done?
We have no.
Is that it?
Nothing
Yeah,
to discuss.
that's it. Because I have no.
Is the sponsor right here on the printer?
Nope.
Do we have a sponsor?
I got nothing here. I have no idea where anything
Oh,
is.
we can just jump right in.
I think
Yeah.
I got one.
There's gotta be some.
Oh,
subject
here we
to-
go. Here we go. No,
Oh,
I got
I
my
had
stuff.
one.
Okay.
I had one.
Hey everybody, my name is Matt, and this is the Real Three Idiots podcast. By the way, I needed to find that so I could say it. Yeah.
That's what you were looking for?
No.
No.
With me, despite repeated attempts to have a hitman whack him, is Teddy.
Mark, I'm outraged and I'm demanding your resignation.
Why?
I'm just demanding your resignation because that seems to be the popular. You know, when someone disagrees.
Funny thing is this Is this a Bluetooth air printer, Matt?
Oh, I
Because
think
I got this shit written up already. I just have to hit print.
Whoa. It's a wireless. It's a wireless.
It's an air
man.
printer.
It is wireless.
Yeah.
And a man who believes pumpkin can make chili taste good. Mark,
I'm not saying that. I just know somebody who did it.
Or feed hippos.
you said yesterday
You feed
that
hippos.
I
with
didn't
it.
try it though. They said it was great.
Oh, I thought you said it was the best thing you've ever eaten.
No. I didn't try it. I trust their opinion. They made a vegetarian chili with pumpkin in it, pumpkin puree, and in it there were sweet potatoes. I looked up the recipe. It looked pretty good. I thought you'd like it because you don't really eat meat. So
Yeah. No, I've people have put peanut butter and chocolate in chili.
chocolate, I know. Like I always want to do that because I sometimes I put cinnamon in it. And
Terrible.
my wife won't eat it, but I always thought dark chocolate. 'Cause
No,
it's
it was
got
terrible. It was. I
I've
mean,
never tried it, but I
yeah,
thought
it was.
I'm not
awful.
that. I'm not that adventuresome, but I'll take your word for
Well,
it.
you're gonna like my chili I brought. I know
Yeah.
Jackson will like
I
it.
love chili.
Yeah.
I
I'll give it a
brought
shot.
some.
Oh,
We
cool.
made some
Yeah.
on Sunday.
Nice. I'll try it. Yeah, for sure.
Ted,
Thank you. Not right this minute.
No, he didn't bring any for you.
I brought you those muffins.
Oh,
Yeah,
I mean,
he
those
brought you
muffins.
2 shitty little muffins.
No.
I got like a gallon of chili.
And Ted,
No.
if
Yeah, you got some muffins.
No, I thought this was THC muffins.
he
I'm like,
just-
I'm not going to take this.
No,
Are you
he
trying
just-
to roofie me?
No, Mark just didn't know if he asked me. He goes, "Does Ted cook?" And I'm like, "No, Ted does not cook." And he goes, "Does he know how to warm things up?" And I'm like, "He does not know how to warm things up." Yeah, no. I'm like, if he doesn't order, when he orders it, if it doesn't come from the restaurant or
Right.
wherever he orders it from, if it doesn't come warm,
Yeah.
he just eats it cold.
or he heats it up on the dash of his car.
Yeah, Ted, do you have a microwave?
I have a hot plate
You do have a hot plate?
with
He
a
does
pair
not.
of tongs,
He does not.
and I can put the ramen noodle in boiling water.
He does not.
With a sprinkle of whatever the little packet it comes with for seasoning.
Yeah.
And then I will
MSG.
and
Teddy-
I'll slurp it
Teddy, last time you cooked something at your house,
like from scratch.
Well, no.
I mean,
anything.
anything we use the pot or a pan and a fire from the stove.
Yeah, I heated up some soup. I think I cooked an egg one time. It's been a while.
An egg one
not for me, not
time?
for me, but you know.
Wow, I made pasta sauce from scratch.
Yeah, you
today.
guys are like chefs. You guys are.
Actually, Jackson's really good. I'm good, but Jackson is.
Yeah.
Man, he
Yeah.
has just picked it up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's really, really good.
I
at
love
it.
cooking.
So is he doing the cooking for Thanksgiving for you guys or?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, he'll
nice.
make. He's gonna make. What do you call it? Mac and cheese. He's got an
Ooh.
awesome mac and cheese recipe.
That's good stuff.
Love it.
He's gonna make a Nashville hot
Mm,
turkey.
that sounds good.
Oh man! So we make a regular one, but then it's Nashville hot one.
Oh, so you got 2 turkeys.
Yeah. Well, we just do the turkey breast now because everybody pretty
You know
much
what?
eats
I
the white
swear to
meat.
God, we were going to do that, and we didn't. I do 2. I deep fry one, and I bake one.
Yeah.
But I do both the turkeys. And last year, we nixed the bacon, and we just deep fried 2 because it was so much fucking better.
It's so much easier to make a
And
turkey
then-
these days, right? I mean, just it's so
Yeah,
turnkey,
and then
you know.
it's always easy to make a turkey.
It's pretty easy to make
It's
a turkey.
foolproof.
It's it's
and then,
almost idiot.
so then we were thinking about last year when we were deep frying these 2 turkeys. I told my brother, I'm like, why don't we just fucking do the breast and just be done with it?
Yeah.
No one's eating a dark meat anyway.
It's so much easier.
Yeah.
Dude, it is so much easier.
I'm a ham and stuffing fan.
Oh,
With
Kelly's
great
making
gravy. That's my favorite.
My
love
wife
stuffing,
makes the
yeah.
best stuffing or what do you call it? What's the other word for it? Dressing.
Dressing.
Yeah, yeah.
And this year, we've always talked about and joked about. She's legit gonna make that White Castle dressing, the White Castle stuffing. It's made instead of
oh, really?
breadcrumbs. It's made with White Castle hamburgers.
Oh, I never heard
Have
of
you
that.
ever seen? No, you've never seen that.
Where'd you get that from? Can you buy it?
It's been the recipe's been around for a long time, and then
She's making it from scratch, or
no, you go to White Castle and buy the White
oh,
Castles.
okay, wow, all right.
And then what? Just
You
jam
crack-
them into the mouth of the turkey or the butt of the turkey?
No,
whatever
you
that
don't.
part
We
is.
never cook our dressing in the turkey. It's always, yeah,
What?
Wait, so you buy sliders at White Castle?
yes.
And then just hand them to people and say that's dressing.
No, I don't think. I think most people make stuffing not in the carcass of the turkey anymore. It's
I
actually
don't
dangerous.
Wait, but don't you cut up the burgers?
Yeah, there's a recipe. I don't know what it is.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I
No,
thought
you go.
It sounded
buy-
like you just like you just say here that's
I thought
dressing.
it was like
hamburger.
I thought it
have
was
you
like
ever
stovetop stuffing, like White Castle version.
It's
But you have
yeah.
to buy
I
the
don't
slice.
know.
Okay.
It's a recipe. I mean,
Oh, that's cool.
It's pretty popular. I know that.
All right, I'll try it. I'll
Yeah.
save me
I'll
save
try
me
some.
a.
I'll try
All right,
some
she's
of
gonna
that.
Sorry,
do it
Ted,
this
it's just for me.
Or I'll just get a muffin.
Sorry.
Maybe I'll get another muffin.
And her
Maybe I'll get a cookie. Maybe I'll
her
get a cookie.
stuffing her
And a
stuffing
lollipop.
recipe, the stuffing that she makes is out of this world. She buys the brownberry breadcrumbs, and it's the sage ones, the
Yeah.
sage, and then celery and onion and broth and
Yeah.
bake them, and man,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
so good.
That's good stuff.
Yeah, so we're trying this year. We're trying. I don't know if you've heard challah bread. So challah bread and Hawaiian rolls mixed as part of the bread.
Oh,
Okay.
that sounds
That
good.
goes in there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's raw, man. I'm kind of excited about
someone's
some
gonna-
of stuffing.
You got to be careful putting stuffing in turkey, though. You know that, right?
Never had a problem.
I know, but
I mean, my mom's done it forever.
yeah,
We do it.
It's an old school way of doing the dressing. but
Yeah, I mean, as long as
I
as
put
long as it's
aromatics in there, like oranges and whatever, apple
cooked. after they're done.
lime. Lemons in there.
So you put them in the bag
Onions.
first, beat somebody, then they're nice and soft and
Nice
ready
and
to go.
juicy.
Then you can stir them right in the turkey.
That's what we do with our beaten oranges. We use it for aromatics and
Could you imagine that, Dad? Who's getting beat? Who's getting beat this year? I need you down in the basement, son. Yeah.
where are the beaten oranges at?
Son, do you know how a lottery works? Yeah. Well, sometimes there's winners and sometimes there's you.
Go get the oranges. Now go get the oranges. God damn it!
Take one for the team. Take one for the team.
I think this is what's his name from the Minnesota Vikings. This is one of his things.
Oh, Adrian
Adrian
Peterson.
Peterson,
Yeah,
yeah.
like he remember, like beat his kid with like a tree branch, and then he basically
Ted
justified
called
it.
him. Ted's like, dude, you can't use a tree branch. You got to use oranges.
No, he called it a switch, but he basically said like
Yeah,
I guess his
switch.
parents beat him with a tree branch when he was a kid, so he didn't think it was a big deal.
I mean, if
Can't
you're,
wait till I have kids.
if your
Gonna
parents
show
like,
them.
if your parents burned you when you were little, it's not like you're gonna. Oh, it's tradition. Oh, Thanksgiving's coming around, son. You know what it is. It's stuffing made with White Castles, and I'm beating the shit out of you. It's fun to laugh about that stuff. All right, so let me get our sponsor out. Are you looking for something but don't know where to go? Try We Can Get It. We Can Get It finds things you need that you can't get on Amazon or one of your local stores. At We Can Get It, we can find all sorts of things you might need to do anything to anyone. We don't ask questions. We don't tell the cops. We can get it. We can find sharp things, pointy things, things that make loud noises, things that can be pointed at people, and things that can be put on cars to make the next ride a very short one. We Can Get It can find anything you need to make your life less cluttered with people, failing businesses, or witnesses. Call We Can Get It and make your life easier by making it less crowded. Go to wecangetit.com and don't be stupid. Use a fake name.
Oh my God, dude! You used a website.
They have a website.
Wow.
How are you gonna get
that's
this
a
stuff?
legit sponsor. I don't know.
Dude, it's legit, man. They didn't say, they didn't mention anything bad.
Oh,
They just said that they can get things that you can't find anywhere else.
Interesting.
Okay. Don't you have
Probably a link to our website.
It could be.
Maybe.
All right. Sing your song.
Every time I begin, Ted jumps. Every time, dude. It's every
no,
time.
I flinched. It's
So
not a
this
jump,
time I
yeah.
took a deep breath and I looked at you, dude. You were like tensed up.
Yeah, it's like-
Ted's gonna wait till the show gets started. He's gonna tip like he's on vacation. Ted's tip's a treat, and it's time you taste it. Don't need to wait for an invitation. There's something sweet you can't buy with money. Tip it up. Tip it up. Oh, it's coming up now. Tip it up. Tip it up. Oh, tip it up, Ted. Tip it up. Let's go, Ted. Tip it up, man.
Oh, man.
That was
Good one,
Kiss,
good one,
Lick It
yeah,
Up.
Yeah. You know that song? Yeah.
That was a last minute parody song. So
You know, people like your songs. Every
don't
time
know.
you say that they're not good, people really like them. We get just a lot. I just don't tell
I'm
you.
running out of ideas.
You're right. Hold on a second. You're telling me that you're running out of songs.
I am.
Ted, do you know a song?
I know a few songs. You know,
okay.
I wouldn't sing them, but
Could you help Mark out and maybe after the show?
I think of all the thousands of songs out there, I think I could throw them a couple.
I'm gonna go millions.
Millions,
There's
yeah.
gonna be millions of songs. I mean, Michael Jackson has at least 33,000 songs.
I think there's 1 million.
I was going to start with the Andrews.
Prince has got 1 million alone.
I was going to start with the Andrews sisters and work my way up the
Just gonna
genres.
go-
Yeah.
yeah.
So Chuck Berry, the Andrews sisters, Dion.
But this was a bad song to do because Kiss is so bad that there's so much time in between lyrics. It's like, lick it up. Well, it's like Ted's gonna wait till the show gets started, and it's like.
Well, no, it's like the people. It's like the people. It's like the people who go on American Idol. They have to like sing like a 7-minute song in like 2 minutes. So basically, like,
that's true. Yeah,
so if you had like
it.
Stairway to Heaven, you know, if you sang the whole song, it'd be like 20 minutes.
Yeah, but they're not doing an acapella like I am.
Yeah,
That's
oh,
what
yeah.
make it harder. You can always shorten some up with music to it, right?
Sure, yeah.
That was one of my favorite shows. They did that a cappella thing where they would have groups of people.
Yeah. It was like the groups, and they sang, and there was no music. It was just them singing.
Yeah,
I thought that was
yeah.
pretty good. Yeah.
That was a good guest we had on, the King Singers.
Oh, those.
Oh,
guys.
that guy.
That guy was awesome.
Dude, I still
I listen. They're on Spotify, dude. I listen.
Oh
to
yeah,
them once in a
yeah.
while.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's really
Yeah,
good.
if you guys, if our listeners have not heard that show, I think it's probably like episode like 75 or something, right? It's in the 70s.
I think so. Yeah.
The King Singers.
Yeah, Nick Ashby.
Nick Ashby, that's him. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, they were. Oh man, they are really good. But the acapella.
He was a lot of fun too. That guy.
Yeah.
He promised us tickets when they come to Chicago.
Yep. Don't worry, I'm hitting them up.
When are they coming to Chicago?
I don't know.
Ted, we didn't go to Savannah Bananas game.
I
We
told
missed
you they
out on-
canceled.
They canceled that. We're getting stiffed
the
on
games
everything.
just weren't there.
People use us to get on the show.
Yeah, they're using us for our massive popularity. Who would know? All right, Teddy, it's time for your tip here. Ted, I never thought I'd be writing a letter like this. That's how every Penthouse Forum letter started. Hope you're laughing. That's what got me right there. I always read the first two sentences, and as soon as the first two sentences make me laugh or interesting, you own it. You're on.
Why do you have to be so shameful about it? It seems like it's so dirty.
Isn't that
It's so
I don't
dirty.
know. I don't know if I don't know how many people are old enough or young enough or whatever to do that. But yeah, I mean, you didn't used to be able to turn on your phone and masturbate. You had to read a letter that obviously no one wrote to Penthouse Forum. We're like, I can't believe I'm writing a letter like this.
That's like
but-
me saying, I can't believe I'm doing this, but I can't believe I'm soliciting this prostitute.
No, it was never a prostitute. It was like I'm 20 years old. I'm a painter. I'd never been with a woman. And then I painted this woman's house, and you can just imagine what happens after that. But yeah, that's how everybody.
And then I found my way to her panty drawer, and the rest was history.
But that's how it all started. Jay. Yeah,
What does that lead to? Finding the panty drawer.
I think getting arrested.
The rest is history.
Yeah,
You say the
yeah,
rest is
yeah.
history.
I spent the rest of my history
or
in jail.
hysterectomy. I don't know.
The end. I found a panty drawer. The end. Well, what
I
happened?
got
Ted?
kicked out of her house. Yeah. Oh no, that's where you go. You go to prison and you meet your lover Bubba. Yeah.
You get taught the ways of by wiser older men how to.
And then you got to role play with him in his underwear drawer.
Yeah, Teddy, here's what I'll tell you to do. First, you break into her house, right? You get right into her panty drawer. She doesn't need to be home, right? You just grab a couple of those panties. Yeah, before you know it, you'll be in jail with me, and you and I can do some loving.
Sounds like the guy that the super sash.
Oh,
Sounds like the window guy.
These guys called me.
It's like Fast Eddie or something. You know?
All right. Sorry. Hope you're laughing. We live in a nice little neighborhood just on the outskirts of Calgary. We spend a lot of time with our neighbors and friends. About 6 months ago, one of our very good friends had their 32-year-old son move in with them. Since then, this dunce comes to every party, dinner, and even went on a week-long camping trip we do every year. He's a bore, a moron, and 25 years younger than anyone in our group. On top of that, he might be the laziest, stupidest person in Canada.
Wow.
We need this guy to start playing with people his own age. How can we tell our good friends that no one wants this fool around? We don't need to poison him. We are pretty sure he's so dumb that he will do that to himself very soon. Reg 59, beautiful Calgary, Alberta.
Hey, Calgary, Alberta. Yeah. Never been there, but I'd like to visit there sometime. Not in the wintertime, obviously. So
I've not been to Calgary.
You betcha.
I've been to Ottawa and Montreal.
Is Calgary above Washington State? Like, where's Calgary in
No,
relation?
that's
I don't even
Are we
know.
going to play? You want to play?
No, I don't know
Let's
what
get
Calgary
No,
made
that's
fun of?
British Columbia,
Okay, that's
Vancouver.
British Columbia.
So
Okay, yeah.
Calgary is like
It's way north, right?
Ted?
East Coast, I believe.
Calgary Flames, right?
Okay,
Like,
here we go. You know what?
Hockey team. Yes.
Okay, everybody. Once again, send it in. I'm going to guess East Coast. No, you know what? I'm going to guess right in the middle.
I think it's in the middle.
I'm going to guess
It
right
might
in the
be.
middle.
I know that Vancouver, British
Because
Columbia
British Columbia is
above.
above Washington State.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's just go with that.
Okay.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Ted,
So Calgary.
you're
Okay.
stalling.
So your group is obviously in the 58, 59 range. This guy's 32, 25 years younger. Yeah, it's obviously a little weird that a guy who's 2 generations removed would obviously go out of his way to hang out with, a group of older folks. Not that you're elderly or anything, but so obviously he must.
Ted, that's my age.
Okay, yeah.
Basically, it's my age.
Elderly.
Yeah, it's not like you're
No,
a
you're not
decrepit old piece of
No,
shit.
you're not
like
elderly.
Matt.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I'm curious. I wonder if he's being incentivized in some way. Like, I'm assuming if he's a dunce, a bore, a moron, lazy, and stupid, I'm going to guess he's not a CEO. He's not running a venture capitalist firm.
So you think Jeff Bezos might move in with his folks soon?
So let's assume he's on let's assume he's gainfully unemployed and an avid video game aficionado. He's great at Halo.
Well,
and
he was out for a while. Now he's back.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ted, he's the king of video games. Come on.
He's got to be.
So I'm wondering if your group, since you seem to be well-to-do, are you enabling this kid or this grown man by taking him on this camping trip? Because I'm assuming so if he doesn't have any funds to pay for it, so someone's obviously paying for him, whether it's his parents or the group collectively. I'm wondering that. So I guess you could just do this thing. The simplest answer is, if you have a lot of friends, but it's just the one friend with the 32-year-old lazy kid, maybe just arrange to do stuff without that one particular couple for at least a while.
Teddy, I think they said they have a nice little neighborhood.
Yeah.
And they spend a lot of time with these people. How are they going to uninvite that person? I mean,
Yeah,
Ted, hold on a second. Let me ask you this.
I'm spitballing.
I'll spitball this.
Mm-hmm.
Mark, we have a show next week. Don't tell Ted. I mean, how would that go? I mean, how does that go over? How do you just if you have a bowling team, you do on your bowling team, right? And you're like every week and like, hey man, hey, I'll see you next week, and then be like, not you, Ted. No.
Well, I'm just saying you could throw some feelers out there. So, for example, like, let's say it's a tight-knit neighborhood, but they do stuff as, couples with these older people. But let's say you could just maybe arrange, not even like a big event, but like a small get-together with all the couples except this couple, and maybe, just temporarily, just to kind of throw some feelers out there, just to see if they kind of get the hint, and obviously say the next day they're going to come back and say, hey, how come you didn't invite us to this event? And you could say, well, to be quite honest with you, because, we didn't really want your son to attend because it's making us uncomfortable. That's one option. Option number 2, maybe just try to find him a girlfriend. Maybe there's somebody in their network who can distract him. It sounds like he has a lot of free time on his hands.
Like a prostitute?
Yeah. I was going to use
like
escort,
a woman?
Like an escort.
Yeah, so you could call a lady who would take money
for financial
right,
for financial
like
gain.
Friday
Ooh, I
nights
think she likes
to take
you.
this dunce out,
Yeah.
right? It'd be like don't you have a date with Candy? Yeah, she smells like cigarettes and failure. Just get in the fucking car.
No, just maybe, or like I said, maybe give him like whatever the money you spend on him for these outings. Maybe take that money and pool it together, and maybe send him to like a strip bar or something, for like that evening or something. Send him, give him an activity.
But don't they have to go?
He needs
They
an
have to go
activity.
through their friends. Don't they have to? Wouldn't it be?
It's like a GoFundMe. It's like an informal GoFundMe. Like we'll raise a little money just so this guy. We're going to send you out on your own to kind of get rid of him.
So the other couples get some dough.
Get some dough. Yeah, just a small amount. It doesn't have to be a huge amount.
And then they when he comes over,
Yeah.
when these couple brings their idiot son over,
Yeah.
they hand him some money, and then they tell him like, why don't you go to the arcade, or why don't you head over to
divert
the
his
bar,
divert his attention. Yeah. So whether it's like find him a girlfriend,
or look at
or
that shiny thing over there.
Yeah.
It's just. Yeah.
Because morons like shiny things in the distance, and they always gravitate toward it. So that's a good one. So it's like a mirage.
It's Homer Simpson's MO.
It's like a mirage. Option number 3, I guess you could have like I hate to use this term, but the intervention. Maybe you just sit him down without the son there, of course, and just say, hey, you know what, this guy's really messing up the vibes, and if there's any way you could talk to him, where just to kind of segue him out of our group thing because we're not comfortable with it. That's one thing. And if they're good friends, what are they going to do? Are they going to really
So
They
you
stop
say,
being your friend,
so
and if
you-
they stop being your friend, then you don't have to see a kid anymore. So I mean, it's a win-win, right? So
oh, I like that. So you say like, listen, when you bring your son over, he keeps licking the dog.
Yeah.
Yeah. He sees the dog licking himself,
Yeah.
then he licks the dog.
Yeah.
It's getting weird. So you're saying you have a lot of options. The last one is actually to confront them and talk to them.
yeah, well, you do that. I mean, you just do that informally, without them being there. Let's see.
I feel like these guys kind of have that one. They're probably looking for something a little more
How about
on the sly.
How about like a fake trip, Ted?
Well, we talked about that with another tip before, where you either divert this guy and send him. Well, let's assume he's gainfully unemployed. If he's a dunce, if he's a bum, if he's a moron, he's lazy and stupid. Like I said, it's either. Without knowing the information, but let's just say I'm assuming that whatever these outings he's going on, which could be like if it's a week-long camp trip, for example, and I don't know how much money it takes, but these outings they're going with,
His parents probably pay for him.
yeah, they're paying for him. So yeah, so obviously he's being funded. So maybe he's just going along because that's his only outlet.
Yeah, but his parents are letting him do that. It's everybody else that wants his parents to stop
exactly.
I think
doing
it's
it.
I think
They're
it's funny
afraid
that
of invasion.
they chose camping, and Ted goes, obviously they're well-to-do. Camping is like the
Well, maybe they got a
You
Mercedes.
just assume they all have money.
Mercedes-Benz camper. I don't know. Those things are expensive. You ever see
See,
those
no, that's-
RVs?
that's
They're
exactly-
about
Oh,
$100,000.
that's a big
These are nice,
investment.
yeah.
That's exactly the way I figured Ted would imagine camping, because you've never been camping in your life.
I
right?
have gone camping once, and it was, God bless people who do it, but yeah, I mean, I was in a tent in the woods, and yeah, it's dark, it's cold, there's bugs,
during the night.
During the night, yeah, and I just said I'm not doing that again. Yeah, I mean, if you're at a campground with like a cabin where you have electricity and some
Sure,
heat,
yeah.
and then you have to like leave the cabin and go to like a communal bathroom, I can deal with that, but that's as far as I'll go. But like camping
It's
where
not
you're
bad. That's a good compromise.
where you're
though.
actually like in a
Yeah,
It's
you're
tent.
not really camping.
No, he's
That's
talking
just
about
like that's just like a shitty vacation spot.
we did that one Thanksgiving. We
How does that
rented-
mean? How is it cool that you sleep in a place, but you have to go outside to shit? And now I'm camping. That's not really camping.
It's called visiting my aunt and uncle.
That is like the least camping thing on the planet.
I thought you were going to say something like, all right, tell the kid, like, listen, okay, we're doing this week-long trip, but we're all going to leave 2 days ahead. We're going to leave 2 days ahead of you and scout it out and get it all set up, and then you fly out and meet us.
But his parents would tell him. His
No,
parents
and
are
they-
enabling all this.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not dealing with anything until you deal with his parents.
Yeah, well, it's
who
the parents,
are
yeah.
telling him,
Because this kid
what
sounds
if-
like he's powerless to do anything without the parents. So obviously, it's the parents that
Yeah,
you have to
I
go
mean, he
through.
literally
What
sounds
if-
like he just follows him around like a
Yeah.
fucking idiot puppy.
Yeah.
What if one of the other couples in the group has a son or daughter? It's a bigger fuck up than him, and they're like, all right, we'll play this game too.
So
We're
everybody
gonna
just
have-
brings a
we're-
fucked up relative.
Or
what
we're
if
gonna-
they all? Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
What if
Yeah.
they
Oh, you
all
want to
bring-
You think your kid's fucked up?
Yeah,
and
you
then-
bring your
but-
cousin
no,
or
but
your
then,
idiot
but then you
niece.
have you have separate arrangements for them. So wherever you're staying, like
No.
you give them their own hotel room.
No, that's your excitement for
No,
the
just
day.
to give
Like,
them a taste of their own
yeah,
medicine.
you have a dinner party,
Yeah.
right? And say like there's like 6 couples.
Yeah.
And they all bring, because of this kid, they all bring the dumbest person in their family.
Wait, wasn't there a movie like that?
Yeah,
There- what
dinner with
was-
schmucks or
the
something.
Schmucks, the
yeah.
Schmucks, yeah.
And they just turn it into like that. That's a great compromise. Just turn it into like a giant idiot fest where you basically just sit back and you watch these people like stab themselves with a fork as they're trying to eat and spilling and like falling out of their chair and shit. Now that's how you turn something fun.
Well, the main thing is you don't want to enable a 32-year-old man because obviously the parents are enabling, this kid who's not a kid. He's a grown man. So it sounds like he needs to get his life turned around. So whatever he's going
So get him a
through.
job.
Get a job, sir.
The
Assuming-
bums have lost.
Assuming he's not gainfully employed. I'm guessing with those character traits they described, he's probably not the most reliable guy.
No, he seems like an absolute
That's a tip worth a reward, Ted.
a reward. What are you gonna?
Thank you.
Giving him a little bottle of Crown, so that
Little
he-
nip.
So Teddy's
What if I just did
drinking.
this?
Teddy's drinking coffee today, so Mark is going to make it worse. What? Don't give him 2. He's going to start drinking them.
This is like the movie Gremlins. I'm not going to multiply.
Wow.
You know what? Rules.
That was a great movie, by
Rules
the way.
for
Oh, yes.
being around Ted. Don't give him liquor
How
at
many
any
rules
time
were
of the
there?
day.
Yeah.
Any time of the day. None.
Yeah, so the movie Gremlins,
0.
right? Speaking about movie mentions, the movie Gremlins. Okay, the only rule is you can't. What was the rule in Gremlins? You can't.
Well, no water. Don't feed them after
and,
midnight.
and they did exactly that. And
Isn't
Well,
everything
it was all
after
accidental.
midnight?
It was-
It's the whole world is after midnight. After the first midnight, it's all midnight.
keep them away from water. Don't feed them after midnight.
That
I
doesn't
think that
make
was
sense.
it, right? Those were only 2.
because
Was there more?
the first Gremlin was very friendly, but then when they broke the rules, then the mean Gremlins came. And then
Well,
Ted,
they
well, it's-
multiplied when he got in water. He got them
Yeah.
wet, remember?
Yeah. But I'm
Yeah.
saying, but the first Gremlin was kind of cute and cuddly.
Yeah, what was his name?
Yeah.
Gizmo.
Yeah. But then when the
and then
rules were broken,
Right.
And then we gave
they
Ted
got-
Crown Royal.
then they got nasty.
Right. Yeah, it's exactly the same thing.
Ted never gets nasty.
It is what? Do you know how much? You know how many people commented last week that Ted and I were fighting?
Oh, yeah,
He
you
wanted to
were
know
gonna
if
say
we
something.
were. Yeah,
You
he
had-
wanted
you had a
they wanted
public-
to know.
You had a public announcement to make.
No, I did.
You told me you were going to make, on the show next week.
No, I just said that people thought we were legitimately fighting.
Yeah, I know.
They asked if people are just like, "Are you and Ted like what's happening?
like a-
Are you and
it's-
Ted
It's
fighting?"
a comedy team. It's a
well, no,
comedy
but
team.
you were being kind of mean to Ted.
Aw.
He was being mean to me.
How?
What are you talking about?
Well, you interrupted him. He was asking a question, and you embarrassed him in front of our guest.
Embarrassed me.
And he snapped. He snapped at you. Then he fucking snapped at me.
Look, when we're talking about Cape Buffaloes, you need to remain quiet until the question is completed. Okay.
He Cape Buffalo
Listen,
your ass.
listen. I'll do this. I'll do this, Ted. If you don't ever mention the Cape Buffalo again, you can pick anything that I can't say again. But you can never mention a Cape Buffalo again.
I'm not here to restrict your free speech ability, but I won't mention the Cape Buffalo because I already did. So it would be belaboring the point to mention it again for the umpteenth time. It's like telling the same joke like multiple times.
That's
It's
what.
not, it's not funny anymore, right?
Are you kidding me? Are you? So you're vowing right now you're never going to mention Cape Buffalo again.
I mean, if it comes up incidentally, I can't promise you that, but I'm not going to go out of my way to consciously talk about the Cape Buffalo. Because there's plenty of information about that animal that they don't need. Nobody needs my advice about. They could just Wikipedia it.
Can
Right?
I ask you a question?
No.
Where
No, you may not.
Where does your animal kingdom knowledge derive from?
Well, I mean, Mark, as most of us, we watch BBC
No, I
Wildlife.
mean like the David
and-
Attenborough thing.
Yeah,
like,
what's the guy who passed away, got stung by the stingray?
Steve Irwin.
Yeah. I mean, all those shows.
My guy. I love that guy.
Jacques Cousteau. Remember that? The Jacques
Sure,
Cousteau.
yeah.
Yeah.
The
His son-
undersea world of Jacques Cousteau.
Yeah. So
Yes, today we will
Okay.
be going down by the very, very dangerous shark.
a lot of sweaty men in a tiny little submarine for long periods of time.
I wonder all those shows way back in the day that we watched because they were the only things on TV, right? Because we had
yeah,
five
no,
channels.
That's not.
Yeah.
That's
We
not.
had
no
five
bullshit.
legitimate channels.
Yeah.
2579, 6. 2579,
And
11,
32.
and 32.
Yeah.
If you could get it. 32
Yeah.
you couldn't always get.
Fox.
Yeah, you couldn't always get it because you had to put it on the UHF or the VHF.
WFLD.
Yeah.
No, but I mean,
That was
I
it was on. Yeah.
But think about the limited amount of
Yeah.
things that and the best thing they came up
and
with
you had to pick the
was
least
the
bad option.
undersea world of Jacques Cousteau.
But I mean, as a kid, it's kind of interesting. It's like, okay, this line is like stalking something, and I mean, that was like the closest you're going to get to, something uncensored, where it's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
When it's like now obviously we have thousands of options, but when you have 5 options, you're going to pick the least bad option, right?
So I was talking to somebody today about a gig for something, and I'll mention it in a couple weeks if it works out. But what we're talking about is that like way back in the day, we had 6 TV channels. Yeah. That was all the information and some local radio because that's all you could really get. Yeah. That was our entire world outside of our neighborhood and all the people we talked to.
Like a library,
Yeah.
microfiche. and
That
the
was it,
library,
man.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
And then you had a newspaper you got every day. That was the sum knowledge of every bit of information we have compared to now where anything that happens almost instant. I mean, when they were bombing, I'm trying to think like the last war.
the Gulf War.
Yeah, whatever it was. They were literally showing it live, like as the
Yeah.
planes are coming over.
Yeah.
This is
In
my favorite.
1991, yeah, the Gulf-
they'll
yeah.
be bombing in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
The bombing will
Yeah, the
commence.
Gulf
And I'm
War,
like,
yeah.
like, you're telling the bad guys. You realize you're
Desert
telling the
Storm.
bad guys. Yeah. But everything happens instantaneously all the time, and we're bombarded
information-
by all of this shit.
I mean, without going into detail about what's going on now in the Middle East, but yeah, it's like in live. It's like basically.
Well, that was you're
It's in
right.
live.
yeah.
It's like
What's the
basically being live
frequency,
streamed.
Kenneth?
It's being live streamed.
Yeah.
Basically for want of a better term.
But when we
yeah.
were kids, you had no information.
So
and,
here, Ted,
and there
so-
was almost nobody telling you anything.
Well, here's the funny thing. There's probably been bad stuff in the world the whole time, but we just didn't hear about it. But now we're just getting it right. It's in our, it's in our face. It's on your phone.
there's
It's on your
definitely-
laptop.
there's definitely bad stuff
It's on your
going on,
iPad. But it's
yeah.
always been going on. But you just know about it more now, and you know it instantly. So it's probably, it's never been. So when people say, "Oh, we need to go back to an idyllic time," no, there probably never was an idyllic time. It just you just didn't know about stuff. Like you didn't know about stranger danger until someone got kidnapped and his face was on the milk carton. But now
Right.
these days you got Amber Alerts on your phone. You get it on the highway. So I mean, yeah. So
So do you remember Marty Stauffer and Wild America?
vaguely
that
rings
one
a
I don't
bell.
That was
Vaguely
my
rings a bell.
favorite show.
Vaguely rings a bell.
No.
I'm Marty Stauffer, and this is Wild America. Yeah, and he did. It was an animal show every week. We watched it religiously, dude.
The best animal show. There's one animal show that was clearly the best. Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, actually, my favorite one. This isn't an animal show, but I like when the animal expert would bring the animal on
like
stage.
Jack Hanna.
Yeah, but like on a talk show, and then
on Johnny Carson.
They put like a poisonous snake on somebody's lap, and the person was scared.
They never put a poisonous
I know.
snake.
But then the animal would like kind of freak out, because they're animals.
Didn't some animal piss on Johnny Carson's head once, like a lemur?
I don't know.
Oh man, yeah, those were great.
Yeah.
You know what? No one does that anymore.
No,
I don't think anybody wants to be around. Wild animals are scary.
Jack Hanna was great.
He was funny as hell.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
he was like legit.
Yeah, but I
funny.
guess there's so much other stuff you could do. I mean, way more salacious than.
Well, there's guys I think on YouTube now. They're not as famous as those guys, but I think one guy he runs like a lion sanctuary in Africa. I think he's like British or, and yeah, so he's he's got his thing going on where he literally lays down with these lions and he's in there and obviously most people would be scared shitless, but I guess he raised them as cubs and obviously he's still super dangerous
and drugs them up just enough so that.
And he even said he goes, yeah, any day I come in here it could be my last because they're animals and they could just snap anytime.
It seems like a terrible job. If any day could be your last, and that's your job, that seems like a terrible.
Well, people
Sounds like this podcast.
well, like people, we might get eaten. Somebody might
Yeah,
get
I
eaten.
mean, Ted, I already got my letter printing.
We might turn
Your termination letter,
termination letter, your performance improvement plan.
Dear Matt, your meanness to Ted has sprouted over to me, and I feel like I would need to be mean to Ted.
It's spread like a cancer. We all need to be mean to.
All right, so I'm not gonna mention my beliefs about Ron DeSantis' sexual orientation.
Well,
But something happened last week that I thought was kind of funny. Ron DeSantis is being accused of wearing lifts in his cowboy boots.
remember that? Yeah.
I don't know how it's not. I saw the video of him walking. It's ridiculous.
Well, I mean, yeah, but
How tall is Ron DeSantis?
I don't know.
Average? Is he average?
He's got to be shorter than he wants to be if he's and he's
'cause
from
he's
Florida.
he always
he's
has
wearing
cowboy boots.
Yeah.
Well, I think they said. I think he said he admits he goes taller people are more likely to be elected.
How could you even tell though? Like you just said, we'd have no idea how fucking tall he is.
Yeah, I mean,
There's no perspective. He's on TV. Most
Yeah.
Americans just see him on TV, not in person.
Yeah.
right.
But I think the people who do. I think it's just like anything psychologically. Like you see somebody and they're just physically bigger than you. I think
get it, yeah,
you have
I
a
know.
natural tendency to just kind of like Tony Robbins, right? The motivational speaker, because he has that giantism. He's got that active thyroid, but he's like 6'5" or 6'6".
Oh,
so
he's
he's
taller than
So he's
that.
like a huge dude.
You
so,
have to do what he says.
And he's like super bronze, and he's got the white teeth, and obviously he's a very charismatic guy. But if he was like,
Where did this go?
No, but I'm saying
Where did you just describe
no,
his teeth.
no,
his
but no,
skin tone?
what I'm saying is if he was
An
like
ass that could crack Walmart.
We're talking about
yeah,
height.
but if he was like 5'3", you probably wouldn't be as impressed by him as like a 6'7" guy coming out and wow, this is like I mean it's just right.
I mean,
Yeah, but there's no perspective. There's no benefit of a politician trying to make himself look taller by wearing 3-inch lifts in his shoes because nobody knows how fucking tall he is either way, and we don't see him compared to other. I mean, I don't know. He stands up. He's by himself. He's,
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't
Right,
know
but
if
I'm saying-
paid
I
enough
guess maybe on the
attention to see-
campaign
But if he goes on the
trail,
debate stage and
that's
let's say he's shorter than Nikki Haley, I mean, you probably wouldn't take him as seriously.
I bet you
All right.
he's like 5 foot.
Mark, you have a
7.
computer. Look it up. Yeah, because I mean, I don't know.
Look what up.
Look and see how tall Ron DeSantis is.
Well, I mean, he's
without
probably,
the lifts.
Yeah, but here, they were talking about it on Fox News, and I'm
It's the
thinking,
first thing that comes up.
I'm
too.
thinking, this is so weird. Why does anybody care how tall he is? Because I mean, for a long time, I didn't know Trump was real big.
He just said it because even he admits it. He goes because taller people have a tendency to.
That's just his because maybe he's shorter. That's just his impression.
Well, here look at like dating for example. Like a woman will probably be more attracted to a guy who's like just bigger and taller, right? Because like okay, why do guys? You hear about that new surgery where they're lengthening the length of their femur? It's like a really painful surgery to be taller. So one guy, yeah, so he was an average guy. I think he's like 5'6", and he even admitted he goes, yeah, I can't find a woman or women don't take me seriously. So he had that surgery, which is super painful, and I think he increased his height by 3 to 4 inches. And yeah, so there's your answer.
So he claims to be 5'11", but Ron DeSantis. But their social media sleuths and fashion experts have doubts. They say he's a lot shorter.
They have doubts about other things. But here's the one thing that got me, right? Because he always wears cowboy boots. Always. Everything he does.
I didn't even know that.
And I don't know if
and he's from Florida.
Yeah, right. And the
Not the Panhandle.
the one
either.
person is
Panhandle. You can get away with
yeah,
boots.
they're like he's not even from Texas. But
Yeah.
I thought cowboy boots have like 3-inch heels, right?
No, I mean I have a couple pair of boots. Those are my favorite.
I've
shoes,
never
by
had.
the
I've
way.
never
You have
owned
cowboy boots?
I do. Yeah,
I've never
oh,
owned
hell
cowboy
yeah.
boots.
Yeah,
Do
but
they make you
but
taller?
But they have heels, right?
Yeah, I mean it makes you a little bit taller.
Well, I mean,
yeah.
but the heel. I mean, but you're still. But the this
But
part.
I'm not
the
talking
sole,
like a spiked heel, but
No,
he is
they're-
walking around in
But
heels.
wouldn't the whole-
Yeah, I
wouldn't
mean
the whole-
I'm definitely 2 inches taller with my boots on.
Okay, there you go. Yeah.
Absolutely, yeah. If you put my cowboy boots on, if I add a pair of snow boots, I'm taller.
Yeah, I don't know. It just seemed weird
I mean,
to
you're
me.
not
that-
wearing flats, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
If I'm wearing my gym shoes, you're a half an inch or an inch taller.
So this is a true story. So when Trump was president, Bob Corker, who was he was like on the banking finance committee. He used to be like the mayor of Chattanooga, Tennessee. He was a corrupt piece of shit politician who thankfully is out of politics. But long story short, I guess he wanted to be the Secretary of State under Trump, and Trump didn't appoint him because he said he's too short. Because he was like 5'5" or something, or 5'6".
What?
And we figured nobody would take him seriously. This little man comes walking
So
out.
he's short, and a mental midget told him he's too short.
Middle midget.
I mean, you got to be a mental midget, right? And nowadays,
told-
to say
he-
I'm not
he
going to
told
put him in my
cabinet.
cabinet because he's too short.
Yep, that's exactly why he
Next.
didn't do it.
That does.
That's
seem,
how he thinks.
He
He's a
did-
mental
he
midget.
did it.
That does seem like a little weird.
Short-sighted.
It was midget on midget crime.
Oh man, no, it just seems a little
Little
small-minded. Oh yeah, I'm doing it. All right, do you guys want to play before we do Mark's movie mentions? You guys want to play a quick game?
I don't want to do this.
It's a multiple choice. It's a multiple choice game.
Oh, that's fine. Okay,
Yeah,
I thought
quick.
it was a different game you were talking
No,
about.
no.
With
Quick,
the ping pong balls and stuff.
D, all of the above.
popping it right out. No, you ready? It's multiple choice, 4 choices. I'm going to give you the scenario.
Can we just make it true or false?
No. It's
Okay.
4 choices. Okay, so here we go.
All right, let's
Here's
go.
the scenario. You ready?
Here we go, yo.
You
Here we go,
are
yo.
a Las Vegas police officer, okay, and you get a call, and there is an aggressive, naked man running through the streets in Las Vegas,
Which
okay?
is common, actually.
I'm assuming it's probably just like Tuesday. Yeah, Tuesday.
Tuesday
Okay.
at 2 in the afternoon.
So you have 4 choices. If I get to one that you pick that you like to how to deal with it, you say good, and then that's the one you have. If you don't, you can wait
So
till the end.
we've got to put our feet in the shoes of a Las Vegas police
Las
officer.
Vegas police officer. Okay, here we go. Choice 1 of what to do. Let him go. He will eventually tire himself out, and then you can just get him afterwards. Sound like a winning plan.
Okay. I mean, is he threatening anybody, or
Are
is he
we-
just running around naked?
Are you going to give us all 4, or we're going to?
Well, I'm just kind of
Okay.
You can
Yeah,
kinda
that
think
sounds
through-
very reasonable.
Okay, so that's
Okay,
that's
that one
that's
sounds very
that's one.
reasonable,
All
right? Right.
He's
I mean, but he
naked.
could still
He's
get in
naked.
trouble.
Yeah,
He could still
yeah,
get
but
in
he's
trouble.
So he
though.
has
naked.
no weapons,
Yeah.
but obviously he must be high on. He must be high
he
on
might
something.
have one weapon.
Yeah.
He might have one weapon. I don't know. I don't know what
Ping
that is.
pong up his ass.
Could you,
Ping pong ball.
could you
up his
imagine
ass.
if he was naked, aggressive, and running around with a full-on hard-on? That would change the scenario immediately. I
He
feel like
could blow at any moment.
okay. Number 2, you ready? Take down a naked lunatic, cuff him, and then enjoy the video that like 10 people will take as you do it. They post it online, and you become a laughingstock.
No way. Yeah, that could go bad. He could end up like on your face or something.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly. And
Or
you know,
he'll sue you civilly. You'll get charged with police brutality. Because you're making because obviously let's assume he's going to resist arrest, right? Let's assume if a guy's naked and he's obviously out of control, let's assume he's not going to comply
Yes.
with lawful police orders.
yes.
So
and
he's
I
gonna have to
believe
be
this.
taken
I
by
believe this
force.
occurs. I believe this is occurring at like 10 a.m.
Yeah.
So it is
Is it
not
a
a
Waffle House?
nighttime.
Do they have
Yeah.
Waffle House in
It is not a
Vegas?
night- Nighttime
I don't think
thing.
so. I haven't seen it.
Okay. Choice number 3. Drive by him, shoot him, and pick up the body later.
I don't like that choice. No, we don't do that. No. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now one of these
Is
then
this
just so you-
Vegas or Chicago?
this is so, and one of these happened.
Okay.
So you can figure out what they did
What's-
and what
what's
you,
number
what you
four-
did.
what's
Number
number
4.
four?
You can try to arrest him. Okay. He will get away. He will steal your cop car. He will drive around Las Vegas for 15 minutes, get into a huge accident, and you will have hundreds of people recording the entire thing and posting it.
Why do I get the feeling that's the answer to
Well, that's actually, I think that's actually
No. What would you do? I'm just giving
I would,
you 4
what-
choices.
what's number 1 again?
Let him go, and he'll eventually tire himself
And the
out.
second
And you can get him
and the
later.
second one?
Cuff him and get caught cuffing a naked man.
I would do number 2.
I would say number 4. I would think the only one that would get you fired is shooting him.
No, number 4 will get you fired too. I mean,
No,
how
I
do
think
you?
number 4 is the fun one.
Okay, so
He just took your squad car.
Yeah, but
The one thing that
you
you're-
didn't
that
give
you're-
it to him.
Yeah,
Right.
but he's not supposed to get it. That's the whole point.
Right,
He's not
right.
supposed to get
Well,
anywhere near your squad car.
Well, guess what? The 2 Las Vegas police officers, unfortunately, had number 4 occur.
I saw The Hangover.
It was
Yeah, so they tried to get him.
Yeah.
He actually jumped in their car, stole the car, drove around, caused a gigantic accident.
Yeah, that's worse. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because now you're hurting innocent people.
And unfortunately, the two gentlemen are in a lot of trouble.
Administratively suspended
Yeah,
indefinitely
they're in-
without pay.
Desk dude. They're
pending
taking
future
911 calls.
pending future investigation.
They're working the 911
Yeah.
desk.
Well, number one.
911. Is there a naked man involved? Because I don't want to deal
Or
with
311
this
here. You know, coppers answer 311
So
calls.
so if I'm internal
again.
affairs,
What's 311?
that's just city services.
Oh, you don't live in the city.
Yeah.
Three-
311.
But what's
311?
311?
Well, if you want.
Well, there's 411. There's 311. I don't know. I forgot what the
411
difference is.
isn't that information? Like I need somebody's phone
Yeah, no.
number?
311 is like city services. Like, hey,
Yeah,
you know,
311. We can call that number
illegally.
and say,
I got illegally.
Is 311 a joke too?
I got
no,
a park.
311's like I need a new garbage can.
Or I got
311
yeah,
is like
I got a park.
I saw a rat.
There's like an illegally parked car in front of the house. You know, can you have it towed? Yeah, the 311. It's like city services.
No, that would
Wait,
be.
Ted,
you'd
is your
have to
car
call.
parked out in front of my house right now?
it's blocking your
Hold on a
driveway.
second. 311?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, here's my question: how does a naked man who's presumably unarmed outsmart or slither away from two police officers and actually let them get close enough to their vehicle with the keys in it and the car running? I'm assuming.
I would assume the keys are in it unless he somehow. I mean,
Yeah.
What's the hard
Wait,
part?
and there's
I mean,
there's two police officers, not even one.
There's two police officers.
Nice.
You
So
know-
is it Tweedledee and Tweedledee-Dum?
Whoa, these are police officers. They're putting their lives on the line by tackling an aggressive naked man in broad daylight. Or
Hey man,
trying
back
to.
to blue, Ted. Back to blue.
Yeah, no kidding.
Well, I would, but you got to do your job. You know, so if the guy gets in your, if the guy ends up with your car, why don't you just give him your uniform and your gun and badge too
Have
while
you
you're
ever
at
seen
it?
a bumper sticker? Shit happens, Ted. Shit happens, man.
Well, it sounds like they had a bad day at the office, is what happened. Look, if I'm their desk sergeant or I have internal affairs, I'll be like, Officer Smith, how did this unarmed, naked man who was obviously not of sound mind manage to outsmart not only you and your partner and commandeer your vehicle and, you know,
Yeah.
that's my question.
I know. I mean, I know.
Right before we
I
fired you.
have a real story about this. I know somebody who actually did that. Stole a cop car.
Oh, I thought you meant
No, my
the
friend
cop.
my friend Trish, her uncle Pat did that.
Yeah. And
Stole a cop car.
Yeah, he was to write a book about Uncle Pat.
yeah.
He's passed away now.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, he commandeered
Is a
a
winner.
police car.
Commandeered.
And did
Took
he get,
it, and then he never got in trouble with it because this is I wasn't going to say it's about 30 years ago.
okay.
The police officer was so embarrassed about it.
Yeah, I could kind of
was-
see where they just kind of
yeah.
swept that away.
They
yeah.
found it parked out front. They knocked on his door and they're like, this.
We got lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah. So long story short,
He
he
was
crashes the car. I'm hoping that a lot of people, there weren't a lot of injuries.
There were injuries.
And-
It was all bad. Ted.
Did they finally catch?
Ted, number 3 would have worked fine.
Actually,
shoot him.
yeah.
Come back and get the car, but get the body
yeah,
later.
Yeah, exactly. So obviously that was the worst case
You don't
scenario.
shoot at somebody because they're naked. What if it's their religion?
Man, I want that religion.
So long story short,
Could you see that? If you're just walking around naked, you're violating my religion.
did they finally catch him after that? At
Yeah,
least?
well, he was in a giant accident, Ted. Yeah, they dragged his ass out of the car and probably beat the shit out of him.
Yeah.
I mean, I can only hope that they
Waffle
beat the shit
House
out of
is
him later.
awesome.
Yeah.
I love the Waffle
Yeah.
House.
So yeah, that's
You-
unfortunate.
So you guys know? Oh, I don't know if I told you guys that there's a Waffle House
I like
museum.
Waffle House. Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yes, and
Museum.
I am in a museum, a Waffle House museum. I have no idea, but I am in contact with them and trying to get them.
I'm actually
onto
kind
the
of bummed
show.
out that there's no Waffle Houses in Illinois. I think they're all in Indiana and Michigan, and I know they're in
They're in
Ohio.
Michigan.
Well, it's because we,
yeah.
you know what?
Ohio.
Because we have rules about how clean a restaurant has to be, so Waffle House can't.
No,
be
they
in
have the
Illinois.
laminated menu with a just a very limited amount of items. I mean, Waffle House serves a purpose. At
Hooters has that kind of menu too, though.
God, you know what? I would tell you right now, I would actually rather eat in a Waffle House sober than in a Hooters.
Yeah.
That's
I
how
love
bad.
Hooters. You don't like Hooters?
Hooters is terrible.
Really?
Absolutely
I
terrible.
like the one by us.
That food is. I can find wings
Yeah.
in 20 places.
You eat the wings at Howard Street, and those are horrible.
Those are 1,000 times better than Hooters.
No way.
Yeah, actually,
Are
I don't
you
like.
out
I
of
don't,
your
I don't like the
mind?
Hooters
Well,
ones.
you could get them naked or breaded at Hooters.
Okay, I don't know anything about what the women do, but no, the food there is terrible.
I
I think it's gross.
It's kind of it's average at best. Yeah. I mean, I'm not.
I think their wings are way better than Howard Street's.
okay. I mean, that's just one, but no. I mean, I would say no chance.
Let's agree to disagree. I got a movie to talk about.
All right, let's just do this.
Do we have a sponsor?
Yeah, I got to just sing the song first.
Oh
Okay. It's time for Mark's Movie Mentions. He's gonna find a gem. It's Mark's Movie Mentions. You're gonna say amen. It's Mark's Movie Mentions. He won't lead you astray. It's time for Mark's Movie Mentions. Will it be Dinner with Andre?
Wow, I was thinking where that was going.
Actually, you know what? Or
A lot of words ran with
the
way.
other movie that if you want to watch it for punishment, The English Patient.
Oh my God!
With
dude,
Ralph
you just
Fiennes.
fucking ruined this whole thing.
Is that your movie?
Yes.
Oh my
No way.
God.
Are you serious? No way.
No
Hey,
way.
I-
It's not. No, it's
He's
not.
making stuff
Okay. Mark's Movie Mentions is brought to you by Ed's Used Shoes. We de-stink, add new laces, and they're just fine. Wear them. EdsUsedShoes.com for the best used shoes around.
Used shoes?
Yeah, used shoes.
Oh, okay.
Previously worn used shoes.
It's like I hid Crown Royal bottles all over your basement for Ted. Did you see him on the
Pretty cool.
Lone Brow
I just noticed
sign?
that. Let's leave him up there.
Oh my God, you suck. It's at least I know. At least I know he has to get up to drink.
At least we're halfway through the show, okay?
We better be way more than halfway. All right, Mark, what is your movie?
So the movie I want to talk about is newer than the previous ones. It's Wind River from 2017. Written and directed by Taylor Sheridan. It's a Jeremy Renner movie.
I like Jeremy Renner.
I love Jeremy Renner. So
I don't love him.
he stars as a U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service tracker that lives in like on a reservation.
Oh, I saw that movie. That was a great movie.
It's a great movie. Yeah.
He's like a sniper or something. He's got the rifle.
No, he's a U.S. Fish and Wildlife
Okay,
Service
yeah. Oh,
tracker.
I'm thinking of a different movie then. All right, never mind.
No, it's the same movie you're
Yeah.
thinking
Does
of.
he kill anybody?
I'm not going to give much away.
Okay, yeah.
So Elizabeth Olsen also co-stars. She's a FBI agent, of course, because it's
Is she one of the Olsen twins?
no.
Oh,
But you'll know her if you see her. But it's a really good movie. It's the guy that wrote it, Taylor Sheridan, actually wrote and directed the movie, and he did a really great job. So it's a story about a murder that takes place on a reservation in Wyoming, and he lives on a reservation. He's not Native American, but his ex-wife is. And he's got kids, and so he's related to the community. So he works there for the federal government as, like I said, Fish and Wildlife Service tracker. And then the agent comes in because there's a murder on the reservation. So it's a fantastic movie. It's great acting, as usual, from Renner, leading the way. The story moves pretty fast. It's really well directed because it really gets into the characters' development, and it's fast progression. So you learn a lot about them in a short period of time. It's only about 90 minutes long, so it's a quick movie.
so it's basically 1/4 the length of Killers,
Dancing
Flowers
with,
of a Killer Moon.
Dancing with Wolves.
Yeah, no, we were talking about that. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's only this movie is
No,
like
I
straight up
I
90
think
minutes.
I think I've seen that movie, and it actually is a good. I'm not going to give it away, but it is a good movie if it's the same one I'm thinking about.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
you've seen it, Ted.
Yeah, I've seen it.
So it's really good. It's got some strong friendships in it. It's got some really cool dialogue. There's some tense scenes that like kind of buck tradition, and there's a couple of like really like holy shit moments that you don't see coming. Here's what I recommend. You should go see this movie blind. Don't look into it. Just rent the movie. It's on Netflix, Prime. I think it's free on those platforms. But I didn't know anything about it, and we watched it about 2 years ago, so it was out for like 3 years. 3 or 4 years it was out. Just Wind River. Just check it out. Jeremy Renner. I highly recommend it. You know, and it is a movie that I would have thought that Wilford Brimley could have been in this movie because it's right up his
In some-
like it's
in
like
some
that
capacity- in
genre.
some
Yeah, no, I
capacity,
mean
yeah.
this would have been a good movie. He died in 2020, but this movie came out in 2017. I thought for sure he was going to make an appearance. So, and of course, there's a couple of actors in it that are in like all the like movies with Native Americans.
Oh, I know the two guys that you're talking about.
Yeah, I mean everybody knows who they are.
Yeah, I kind of like those movies with that genre where it's like an Indian reservation because it's kind of hard scrabble. And then,
Was it Val Kilmer in one of those?
Yeah, Val Kilmer wasn't actually the one actor I'm talking about. I think his name was Graham Greene. Graham Greene was in that movie with and then Gil Birmingham too.
Okay.
He's good.
He's
He was
in,
in Come Hell or High Water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's in Yellowstone.
Yes, he is. And Graham Greene was in that movie with Val Kilmer. I forgot was like I listed Win Hawes.
Yeah,
hell was that movie?
Wind River.
No, this
you just
this
said
movie's Wind River.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I forgot what the
the
name of that
river and
movie
the
was.
wind. I don't know. It was something about something
Shape
about
shifting, and there was a murder on a reservation. Very, very similar, but different in the same way. That was a reservation like in New Mexico, Arizona.
Yeah.
This is in Wyoming. It
Oh,
takes
then
place
Kevin
there.
Costner did it, or someone from his ranch. Yeah, because they're all just fucking mass murderers.
This takes
that
place.
entire show is about mass murder.
So this movie takes place in the wintertime in Wyoming, so it's pretty brutal winters there, you know.
I was in Wyoming for 4 years when I was in the military. Yeah, and it gets. I mean, you think Chicago's the windy city? No, Wyoming's the windy city because
we're
it's
not
the plain.
called the Windy City because of the wind. We're called
Right.
the Windy City because of our
Politicians.
politicians.
Oh, okay, yeah, because I mean, but the plains are that's harsh and unforgiving.
Yeah,
there, so,
Wyoming's pretty
it's-
brutal,
I mean,
huh?
that wind. I mean, like when the wind hits your. I mean, you almost think it's going to explode your car window. You know, because that's how hard that wind blows.
Well, yeah,
It's
there's nothing to
cold-
stop it,
There's
man.
nothing
It's
there.
just-
Yeah, it's just out. You're just out there. Yeah.
So that's it. Wind River.
I could not live. I could
Check it
not.
out. I recommend it.
All right, Wind River.
Yeah.
I will.
$45 million box office take versus an $11 million budget,
okay, yeah, it's not
and
bad.
it was really critically acclaimed. It was.
That was a good movie. Yeah.
Yeah, and you did see it, Ted, because I think we talked about this a few months ago. I think it's a
Wait,
great
you
movie.
and you and Ted got together and talked about movies?
Yeah, you
Behind
were
your
there.
behind your
you,
you know,
you,
we-
you had
me
to
and
go
Mark-
pee.
me and Mark
When you
talk-
go pee, dude, a lot of shit happens.
I got.
We get so much done.
I wish I didn't have that serious liver problem because I feel like my peas are really long. If you guys are talking about an entire river,
Ted and I, yeah.
entire movie.
Yeah. We do a lot of talking behind your back, to be quite honest with you. Nothing out about you, of course. You know,
I could see that.
not to your knowledge.
No, I
anyway.
could see that you two.
I love the way he
fuckers
said.
would-
I love the way he said that. He means that we speak when you're not around.
Yes, about you.
No, you're
We
the
said- we
least.
said-
You're the least thing we talk
We
about.
send code, smoke signals.
Let's be 100% real.
What? Why would we talk about you?
In code.
We got the cans with the strings. We're talking. Like,
See, this is what happens when you let him drink. This is what happens when you let him drink.
I'm glad there's only like 10 minutes left.
All right. There is. And we're going to spend it talking about the most important thing that can ever be talked about.
Please.
Do you guys remember a while back we talked about local school councils?
yes.
Okay.
LSCs.
LSCs, right? And how crazy everything's gotten, especially down in like hillbilly land where they're trying to do all this different stuff.
Yep.
Okay. Spotsylvania, Virginia is winning. They win. When they talk about whatever goes on, they win. So last week they had a meeting at a school to discuss. This is what they were ready to discuss. One thing, one important thing they wanted to get done. Discuss this. Funds to fix a sound system at the high school in the high school auditorium. It is broken. It needed to be fixed.
Okay.
Okay. Very simple.
Yep.
Right?
I got a guy.
Okay. Hey, I know a
I
guy.
got a guy.
Here's the problem. These meetings are all done online, okay, so that you can see them online.
All right.
Now, here's weird, okay? This is a school with a high school with slightly less than 400 kids,
Oh,
Okay.
jeez.
All right.
okay? Well over 2,000 people get online, not just the people that are there.
Yeah, because it's a community thing.
Well over 2,000 people get online to watch to watch what's going on.
Because it's a budget thing we're talking about, right?
Yeah, I think they're just trying to get the funds again
Right.
to
Yeah.
fix the sound system in
Yeah.
in the high school
All right.
because it is broken.
All right. Okay.
Okay, seems pretty simple, but that seems like a lot of people who care about a local school council.
Well, here's the thing too. I mean, without whatever you're about to say next, when you get more people involved in any type of decision making, it becomes muddled, and actually, no decision gets made because the more people you have involved, no decisions ever get made. Right? If that's what you're leading to. Just
Sometimes.
We'll see.
All
We'll
right.
see.
Okay.
The meeting starts, and within the first 5 minutes, a guy stands up and he screams. You ready? Michelle Obama is a man. That's basically how it starts. They
This is a Zoom call, right?
well, no, there's live people there.
Yeah.
There are-
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Oh,
and there's
okay.
an audit. There's a
I
room
understand.
full of people.
And what does this have to do with the broken
So
sound
basically,
system at the school?
basically, here's what happens: they start, they talk about what they want to do, they talk about what they want to get done, they get everything all set up, and a man stands up and screams, "Michelle Obama!"
You know,
It's a man, baby.
it used to be. It used to be the freaks come out at night.
I believe this might have happened. In
No, now the freaks are coming out at LSC meetings now.
Ah, okay. Within a few minutes, at some point, a guy stood up and gave a speech that ended with "promoters of transgenders should be executed." So we're getting down to it. I mean, remember, what are we talking
Is
about?
this helping to fix the sound system?
Right. What are we talking about right here?
We're talking about the sound system.
The one focus of this meeting.
One focus.
The one focus of this meeting is to get the funds.
We need an
to fix the sound
we need an
system
amplifier. We need a power source.
at the
But
high
Ted,
school.
they're handing out soapboxes, so you got to stand on one.
Okay.
If somebody gives me a soapbox, it's not going to be topical.
Right. Now, and this is pretty typical for
Who's running the meeting?
I mean, the local
Joe.
school board.
Joe.
Right. You have to let people when you say, oh, we got this new thing, people have to be able to talk about it. Right. People have to be able.
That's when you say, sir, you're out of order. You're out of order. Sit.
No, you get like a
down.
minute. You get like a minute,
Yeah,
right?
I'm
Sit
sure.
down.
Yeah. No. Actually, I know the maximum is about 4 minutes, and I'll tell you why I know this.
Sounds like a filibuster.
At some point during
There's a filibuster
Yeah.
there, yeah.
At some point during the meeting, another woman stands up, and for 4 minutes, she reads extended and explicit passages from a book that she said is available in the school library.
This is all
at
the
that high
same
school.
night?
Oh, yeah.
It's like back to back
So
to
all the
back to
same
back
night.
to back.
So she reads a sexually explicit, extended 4 minutes, sexually explicit passage from a book that she says is available at the school library.
Ma'am, what about the sound system?
Right now, I want you to take a quick guess when she says the name of the book. Yes or no? This is a simple one. Yes or no? Book was available in the school library.
Yes.
No, book was not available.
She's
Well, you
making
said it
so
was.
she's making stuff up.
She said it was.
Oh, I
but
thought
she-
you
she's
said
just making it
was.
up.
No, she said it was.
Yeah.
So she reads the
she
passage.
said it was available.
You ready?
Okay.
She reads the passage, sexually explicit, 4 minutes long of just dirty, nasty
Do
shit.
you know how long 4 minutes is? That's a long time.
That's a long time.
To talk for 4 minutes
Yes.
straight is a long time.
Yes. Then she's
I
told.
don't even get that much for my movie time.
Yeah,
My movie mentions.
Yeah, when she's told, when she says the name of the book, she's told immediately by everyone, even the crazy people on
Yeah.
the board, that, ma'am, that book is not available at the school library.
Never mind.
Never mind. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Roseanne, that's Gilda Radner,
No,
right?
I thought she said. She goes. No, man.
Rosanna, Dana,
three
Dana.
3 minute abs.
Yeah.
3 minute
Yeah.
abs. That's what it said.
So at this point, nothing is being discussed. Okay.
What about the sound system?
Hold on a second. Now, let me give you some background because this is kind of important. Remember we talked about Moms for Liberty a couple months ago, the crazy women that kind of go through all this stuff? They're involved in this, heavily involved in this. And
Heavily medicated
the
as well.
school had to hire, because of these meetings over the last 3 years, they had to hire private security.
Third party security vendor. Yep.
Private
Okay.
security.
Cost and citizens.
And you ready for this? And there hasn't been a meeting in the last 3 years where someone wasn't forcefully removed from the premises.
Can you say what town this is?
Spotsylvania, Virginia.
I've heard of Spotsylvania. I've heard of that place.
Spotsylvania.
Is that where Dracula's from?
No, I
Virginia,
I thought for some reason I thought it was
Virginia.
Pennsylvania, but it's Virginia.
No, Spotsylvania.
Okay.
Spotsylvania, Virginia.
That's the American Dracula's from there, right?
The American, yeah, they just suck your blood through this, okay? Now, are you ready? The meeting goes on for, I'll just let you guess. How long do you think this meeting lasted?
Too long.
You know what?
There's
An
an
agenda,
too long.
right? There's a limit to it, right? There's an agenda.
There is an agenda, but this particular meeting,
My guess.
how long did it
Well,
last?
my guess is before I give you a time, it spiraled out of control.
Oh,
and they never
Ted.
got to the sound system,
Ted.
and it ended in complete chaos and anarchy. That's
Yes.
all I'm going to say.
So, yes.
I'm gonna leave
So
it at
Ted is
You know,
absolutely
wouldn't
right.
it be great if
They
the
never-
microphone kept cutting on in and out because of the sound system's fucked up?
That would be awesome.
So like
Okay.
they can have an excuse.
So yes, Ted is absolutely right. At no point.
Dude, Ted's going for the
I
extra
know he
Crown
is.
Royal.
Dick. You are
Wow.
such a dick.
Look at that.
So yeah. So the meeting was nothing ever happened. How long did it last? Take a guess. Because I will. This is
90 minutes.
9 hours.
How's that possible?
This meeting started and lasts 9 hours long. After 9
It's a
hours,
school night.
I have no idea when it happened. It didn't. It doesn't
I
give
mean,
you.
it's
It
usually-
just
it's
said
not on
it-
the
It
weekends.
just said. No idea. Maybe it was. I have no idea. The meeting lasted 9 hours, and this is just some of the things that happened during this meeting. And then when they're done, this is the best. They actually take a vote. They did take a vote to do it. You ready? The vote ended in a tie to not help and to get the funds, to move the funds over and to not. And the sound system has not, this is just last week, has not been fixed.
Well, I blame
this-
whoever's running that meeting. Obviously, did not have control of the meeting and did not enforce
But you have
the
to
rules.
give people. But you have to give people a
but-
chance to talk.
No, because the topic is the sound system, and as soon as someone says
Michelle Obama's a man. Oh, sorry, I had to do it.
you're out,
Yeah.
I'm reading especially sexual language. You're out.
Okay,
Next person.
But Ted, these are just some of the things.
The election was stolen. You're out.
Ted,
Ron DeSantis is really 6'9". You're out.
I want you to think about how crazy
Security.
this is. 9
Security.
hours this lasted.
Dude,
All right, the
wouldn't-
Crown was a bad
Wouldn't you be
idea.
Crown
physically?
was a
Wouldn't you
terrible
be
idea.
physically exhausted? I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
how can you sit there for 9 hours?
But
that's
but
absurd.
if you're doing this and nothing happens,
And nothing happened.
for this long, and you have to do all this stuff, and all I'm thinking of,
Who's taking the minutes?
yeah, no shit, is there a single person in that room that even gives a remote shit about any child in that school or anything about
Oh,
that?
it becomes all about
here's the
them
thing.
at-
There's
yeah.
obviously no adult in the room. There wasn't an adult in the room because if whoever called that meeting is responsible, is culpable, they let it spiral out of control, right? They didn't get a grasp of it. They didn't get ahead of it. I blame them. Because idiots are going to be idiots, right? I mean, like us, that we just ramble on incoherently for hours
but
on
the
end.
worst we've ever gone is like an hour 50.
Yeah, then I tire out. Yeah, So then I didn't
But
nap.
no, then Mark stupidly gives you Crown Royal in little bottles,
I need a
and you
nap.
walk around my house drinking that.
Pounding and yelling.
Yeah.
I'm running for the school board committee at Spotsylvania.
Spotsylvania.
Pennsylvania.
I just think that
Virginia.
possibly, maybe people are just a little too, I don't know, wrapped up in what could possibly happen in a school. Could they possibly teach somebody that is worth all of that? Does it? I mean,
It's crazy. I don't know.
yeah, the concept doesn't exist, right? Like there's nothing after all that. That's way worse. If you were a child and you watched all of that, and that's just the things that you saw,
Traumatizing.
right?
Yeah.
You would have to think that, like, why would I even go to
And
school?
I'm assuming these people that are spewing these ridiculous theories are parents of they're either parents of the kids at the school or parents of some kid. They're obviously it sounds like it's a small town.
Well,
obviously,
and plus,
it's
they're
obviously
gone for 9 hours.
We're not
so-
talking about like a
Yeah.
2 million person. It's not like what Chicago has, like 7 million people. What's the population
3
of
million.
what's the population of?
It's probably pretty small.
Yeah, if,
That's
if
right.
the
So,
high
I mean,
school's 400.
So basically, every adult in the town
What's the population
is at
of
this fucking
Spotsylvania?
LSC meeting, and
They're
all the
online.
teenagers are like doing their thing
So
for
your
9
your
hours.
parent just your parent
The
at the
town is run by teenagers while this LSC meeting is going
Mom,
on.
don't forget to do that thing where you mentioned
Yeah.
about Michelle Obama being a
Yeah.
man. And Dad, hey, you know what?
Dude, it sounds like the teenagers put their parents up to
to
this. Yeah.
What's the
So they could have 9 hours
what's
of
the
freedom.
what's the population of that town, if you don't mind me asking?
How would I know? Fuck.
Well, you don't know until you open that laptop.
You want me to open a computer?
and then find
Well,
out.
if they have a high school of 400 kids in it, I'm going to say it's probably a community of 5,000 or less.
Oh, good guess. Yeah, that's a good way to-
I have, here, I can do it. You ready? Hey, Google, what's the population of Spotsylville? Wait. Oh, yeah. 5,000 people.
Call, man.
Dude,
There's
yeah,
5,000 people.
Yeah.
And so roughly
And 3,000 were lunatics.
roughly half the people in that town were paying attention.
dude, way to go,
watching or
teens,
there.
man. Those teenagers are smart motherfuckers.
God, I didn't even
9
think of
hours
that.
without any parents around.
Oh man, do you know what the pregnancy rate in 9 months is going to be like 100%?
Yeah.
That you could start, end, and then recap a party in 9 hours when you were a teenager.
Oh sure.
I mean, like 9 hours is like 2 days
You know what?
in
Actually,
teen life.
you know what movie I want you to review? Well, I never saw it, but what was the movie? It's called Project.
You want me to review? You're
No,
putting in requests
no,
now?
pro-
We're
pro-
taking
wait, wait,
requests.
I've never seen it. I
Dude,
heard
this
it's great.
is crazy out of
No,
nowhere.
Project X. It was that movie where like the teenagers threw this like massive party
Yes,
at the
yes.
parents' house when the parents were out of town, and it spiraled out of control. Project X, I think it was the name of the movie.
Project X?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think that's the name of it.
yeah.
Is it like a comedy?
Why don't you just talk to Google? And
Does at any point does
Dude, we're not
Jennifer
doing
Lawrence
this right
does
now.
any point
I'm
does
not
Jennifer
taking
Lawrence
requests.
walk out of the ocean, come butt naked, and fight somebody because?
no, this
if
is an
not-
It's not Aquaman.
No hard feelings. The greatest movie I've ever seen.
What?
No, the movie's called No Hard Feelings.
Oh,
I'm ruining it for everybody. Jennifer Lawrence. You don't need
it's
anything.
a body double, by
You don't
the
need.
way.
No, it was
Yes, it
Jennifer
is.
Lawrence.
No, it's a body double.
Okay.
She was working
That-
out.
that chick's got-
She was doing Pilates. It's
That
okay.
chick's
She's
got
all
a great body because Jennifer Lawrence. It's funny. It's
She was
comedy.
she was working out.
She walks
She was
out of
working
the.
out.
She walks out of of the ocean and fights 3 kids, 3 20-year-olds,
But she's naked.
butt naked. She literally fights 3 20-year-olds butt naked, and she kicks a chick right in the crotch, and then some chick at one point, as she's beating the shit out of this guy, the chick punches Jennifer Lawrence right in the crotch, and she is
And
butt
it's
naked.
naked. You could see it.
Dude, the
She got-
greatest. Listen, you can't really see
What's the movie called?
no hard feelings.
Okay.
You
I
can't
like
really
her a
see.
lot. I think she's really
dude, she's
funny.
she's
She's
very
great,
funny.
yeah.
She's very funny. Watching Jennifer Lawrence fight someone naked and then get punched right in the gurn is, I swear to God, I rewound it 10 times and I laughed harder
Say
every
gurn?
time.
Is that a new word for cooter?
Yeah, the gurn.
Old Cooter.
Yeah. Oh my God, it was one of the great. I'm sweating right now thinking about how loud how
Where you got-
loud
did
I
you
laughed.
make
You
that
got
up?
the, you got the meat sweats.
You just
It's
made
the
up.
groin. It's the short for groin. It's gurn.
Well,
I don't
it's
know
not,
where
it's
that
not the
came from.
gunt. It's not the gunt, and it's not the fupa. So it
Easy,
has
Teddy.
to be.
Teddy, easy, easy.
Hoo-ha.
Yeah, whatever.
It's her hoo-ha.
She gets
Yeah.
punched right in the hoo-ha. It was one of the. She goes right
The
down on her
hee-haw.
knees. It is literally one of the greatest things I've ever cinematically.
Hey, what rhymes with punch?
Brunch. I love brunch.
Crunch.
Oh, never mind.
Crunch.
All right, let's put this thing to bed. Oh, I got to say this. Hold on a second. Next week, Tim Carey, who wrote an awesome
Dude,
article.
Jim Carrey's going to be on our show, Ted. This is unreal.
Who wrote an awesome article about most of the world being average and that we need to accept it. It's really cool.
I've already accepted my lot
Yeah.
in life, by the way. So.
And I am so pumped that I'm going to tell this, and hopefully it works out. But if you've ever seen Break In or Break In 2, there's a guy, Boogaloo Shrimp, Michael Chambers. November 28th, was it 3 weeks from today? He is going to be on the show, and
That's
we are
cool.
going to talk breakdancing.
That's awesome.
And Olympics, because the breakdancing is going to the Olympics. So I am so pumped. My sister's going to be on the show.
Yeah.
When I told her this, she goes, I have to be on that show.
Yeah.
So
Wait, is
she
that
will be.
that's not show number 100, right? What show is this? What is
No,
show
this is 95. So 100 is coming up. It'll be it'll be like the second week in December. It'll be our 100th show.
I'm gonna
We're
wear.
do like
I'm gonna wear my headband for that show.
nice, nice. But we're gonna do like I think like a 2-parter. My sister's gonna be involved. The 100th show.
Sister
It's gonna
Jackie.
be gigantic. It's gonna be gigantic. So I just want to get
It's
that.
gonna be
Okay.
ginormous.
So with that said, Teddy, last thoughts.
Mark, I'm still demanding your resignation, but if I don't get it,
Motherfucker,
I'll
I
wait
gave
for
you-
He gave you Crown. I'm not going to give you little bottles of Crown.
Well, actually,
you should fire me.
I know. I'm actually.
What
with-
did I do?
No,
What-
I'm
Where
withdrawing.
is this coming from? It doesn't
Mark,
even make
Mark,
any sense.
I'm withdrawing
dark
my
place.
requesting your resignation because you did provide
But
the
there's
crown.
no context why you were asking for it in the first place. You asked for it when you weren't drinking.
Mark, he has no power. Let him do it.
What is
yes.
what is the
Ted,
context here?
Ted, you know what? The board is accepted.
I'm demanding your resignation.
Yes.
I've already printed it. All I had to do was hit print. It's already been written.
You
Mark-
can just delete it. It's okay.
Mark,
I was
unless you can come up with a viable excuse or prove that Michelle Obama is a man, you're fired.
it was
I
just.
love
It was
Mo-
just.
I
It was
love
just silly.
Michelle
It was just
I
silly
know. So do
talk.
I.
Yeah.
So do I.
Whitney Young's finest, right? De La Salle. No, she went to Whitney Young.
I don't know. It's
Yeah.
somewhere in Chicago.
Whitney
Yeah.
Young.
Okay. Mark, last thought.
Crown Royal, when used properly, is cool. When it's given to Ted, it's not so cool.
Are you saying giving Ted, and you did it, and I told you
No,
not
I did
to.
it because I
But are you saying that giving
there's
Ted
nothing-
alcohol was a bad idea?
No, you did, and then now I'm agreeing with you.
Because
So
you did.
I would be smart if I said that.
Yeah.
Matt said, "Don't give Ted Crown."
Don't give Ted Crown. Make him drink coffee. Because we all know what happened last week. He went right to Cape Buffalo.
Yep.
As soon as he started, he put the coffee down. He drank. I
know,
make
I
him.
know.
I make him 2 things of coffee, right? So it's pretty big. He had about like 2 sips of it. He went right to the Crown Royal you brought. And next thing you know, we're
With a guest.
Yeah, yeah. He's
Famous
screaming.
person.
Yeah, he's screaming about the Cape Buffalo. And after the show, him and I were wrestling down here. Yeah, it got weird,
Yeah.
man.
It wasn't
really
like
weird.
naked wrestling with like Crisco sauce or anything. It was just.
Yes,
you know,
it was.
It was like normal wrestling.
Well,
You
you
don't
had your
remember.
clothes on. Ted, you had your clothes on, but you said I'm going to kick your ass, and the first thing I do is
He
after I
removes all
Jennifer
his
Lawrence.
clothing, yeah.
Yeah, as soon as I saw that Jennifer Lawrence movie, I'm almost like, man, this is going to be way more fun naked.
Wait,
And I
did you
stripped
steal?
naked.
Did you steal a car afterwards? police squad car.
dude? You know what? You know what's funny? Here's my last thought. I want to be around when something like that happens. I want to see like naked guy stealing a police car. I want to see something cool like that. Like I feel like I've never really seen anything really stupidly funny.
You would think that there's so much like weird shit in the world, and it's so prevalent that you would think you would see something like that by just happenstance. Like
I don't think it
it's
is.
just weird.
I don't think it is prevalent.
Yeah.
I think we see
They
news stories about
they
it,
make it, but it's not.
and they make
Yeah.
it sound like that. But
Yeah.
I just don't think there just can't be stupid people kind of wean themselves out of what's happening. Right?
Yeah.
They do like the kid who got up on top of the semi truck and danced on there so his buddy could film him, and then he got wiped out by the bridge.
Yeah,
I mean, I think stupid people kind of take care of themselves.
Well, that's called Darwin always wins. That's all I mean. Darwin 1 million wins, losses 0.
yeah,
remember that.
Teddy, I don't know about that, man. It kind of scares me.
Yeah, no, yeah, definitely he's right.
Darwin always wins?
Yep.
Okay, good enough for me. Wait, are you just agreeing with him just to disagree with me?
Now I'm watching the video of Jennifer Lawrence and No Hard Feelings.
Oh, it's one of the greatest things of all time. It is literally. Oh, you guys are done. Okay.
All
Everybody enjoy.
I gave you my final thoughts.
Yeah, good. Literally, Teddy. Oh man, Ted, hands above. Ted, hands above the desk. All right. So listen, we love
it's over. It
everybody.
doesn't show
yeah.
anything.
Oh man, that's too bad. We love everybody. Enjoy. We're going to talk average, and we're going to get a lot of really cool things coming up. And our 100th show, it's going to be spectacular. It's going to be a lot of fun. So keep tuning in, keep enjoying, like us, keep sending Ted's tips. And for all the mistakes we made today, please go ahead and send them. And who knows if you send it and if it's good enough, we will mention you.
And check out the website too, because it's being updated quite
man.
frequently now, right?
Yeah, the website is hilarious.
VoteForTed.com.
Actually, you know what I want one
FORE.
day? I mean, one day, just real quick before we part ways, I do want like just one of our random audience members on the show as a guest, just to have why not, right? Just like like just someone who sends a tip or just somebody who likes our show. That'd be kind of cool as our guest, just for like 10 minutes.
Okay, I
Give them some airtime.
This
Give
is
them a
something to
platform.
bring up at the show meeting, not on the air.
Okay,
This is the meeting.
Okay, so I usually just send something out to people like thanks.
Yeah.
I usually like thanks for the update, thanks for the info, and I send it out.
Yeah,
but,
it's like
okay.
like Johnny B. Like, hey, you just won the prize. You call in. You're the 100th caller. You get to be a guest on our show.
All right, so we'll do something on the website then. VoteForTed.com. Vote VOTEFORE.
Okay, let's make it hard.
TED.com.
If you want to be on the show,
Real3idiots.com.
yeah, if you want to be on the show,
Be on the show.
okay, leave us a message on voteforted.com.
Or the Real3idiots.com.
Yeah.
The number 3.
Yeah, and then do that little thing where you click on there and ask a question or whatever. And if you do that, you will have a chance to be on.
I think
Be
it's
on
called-
the. How
I
about
think it's
being on the
called
100th show?
Contact Us.
That would be awesome. I like that.
Okay. If somebody
The
wants
century anniversary.
if somebody wants to,
Yeah.
that's how you're going to do it.
Oh, and you don't have to speak English.
No, fuck it.
No, you
what does
do
it
not
matter?
have to speak English.
Yeah, what does it matter? We got people from all over the world.
Yeah.
Just
Even
what?
if your English is bad, it's okay.
All our friends worldwide are invited to apply.
So that applies to
couldn't-
people from Florida.
Spottyville, Virginia. are welcome to apply.
That'd be great if somebody from Spotsylvania came out like you're on, and they just screamed, "Michelle Obama's a man, baby!" And just
I
hang
think
up.
you've just been.
Oh, that'd be. You know what? Yeah, I guess you could say whatever you want. We don't edit. I don't know
Yeah.
how to do it.
Yeah.
So
We-
until I press end,
We won't edit. We won't edit you.
You're there.
Oh,
but
don't
we
do
can't cut
that.
you off.
You shouldn't have said that.
I mean,
'Cause now
whatever
we
it
have
is.
dumb shows.
Well, whatever it is. I mean, it is what it is. I mean,
It's a bad idea, Ted.
okay. You know what?
We're not allowed to say anything we want to say. You can't. We got to vet. Our guests have to.
We'll
be
have to do
vetted.
some extreme
You
vetting.
can't have people. on.
Extreme vetting. No, it means we have to trust.
You're just sucking all the fun out of
Well,
it.
we could, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we should
I
have
gotta-
one of our audience
I mean, I
members. our
can't- I
guest.
do
I know
know
what you're
how-
saying. You said that,
Yeah.
but I think that when you put out an invitation like that,
I do know
you're
how to
asking for trouble.
yeah, I do know how to edit, so we can edit anything bad out. If somebody were to get really,
You're a liar.
I trust the
I know
judgment.
how to edit.
I do trust the judgment
Yeah.
of our audience members
really,
until advised otherwise.
Okay.
because when you
Until
start
advised
drinking, I don't even trust your judgment. yeah,
I don't even know you.
yeah. And you know how hard it is for me to not say stupid shit. I mean, it is very, very difficult. I don't even trust my own judgment. Yeah. All right, listen, man. We love everybody. We'll see you guys next week, and remember, you're average, or are you?